is Hog Farmer Chris from the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation. And before you start listening to Red Zone in the Lab, check out our Amazon Smile, a simple way to support the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation every time you shop, and it's no cost to you.
We're back! Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab with
Why am I not hearing it? Before we get started with, I want you all to go check out You Grow Girl. That's Grow, Grow, written by a dear friend of mine, Jay Smith. It's for daily affirmations for Black women. It is filled with beautiful, colorful images of Black women and powerful affirmations. You can find it at Amazon at Amazon.com. Greetings. This is RedzoneDC, enters into the lab live show. We are back for our second episode. What is going on today, gents? How y'all doing today, man?
What's going on? Happy Friday.
Mayo, what's good?
It's all good. Can you hear me loud and clear? I don't
Loud and clear.
have those on today, so let's see how this works today.
Loud and clear. It's a work in progress. Slim, I see you in the black shade. What's going on, Slim? Are you waiting for Slim to come on? So what's good, man? How y'all week been going down, man? Well, any things from the live show on Monday? Anybody had, any suggestions? Anybody talk to you? Say, hey, man, can't wait for the next show.
All encouraging things so far, man. So far, so good. So far, so good, man. So looking forward to what this week holds.
Yeah, I got a couple of nods, just suggestions on how to broaden our horizons and move this, for other people to, be able to see us, see this, see the red zone in the lab. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, some good things, man. That's all. Some good things.
Slim, welcome. How your week, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? How we doing, man? I'm in good spirits, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk some ball.
You ready to talk some ball? All right, look, let's get to some intros, right? I think that's one of the things we didn't get a chance to do. I'm gonna start with Mayo. You're gonna give me some of your content that you're doing. You're gonna get us your Twitter handle. Same thing with Henry, same thing with Slim. So let's get these intros out the way so everybody can follow y'all wherever they can follow y'all.
I'm gonna start posting mines up in this up in here, but Twitter handles ZEKE Zeke _365. Appreciate the follows. Content things I've been just looking at, just trying to get an understanding where everybody's trying to go right now. I mean, you're not showing a whole lot. I did watch a little bit last night, able to sit down and have a little bit last night, but I mean, it just depends on the teams, man. Some people working on things and some people just trying to get through training camp, without injuries. And we're not really gonna know anything, in my opinion, until week one.
What's up with you? What you got, Henry?
What's going on? Definitely I'm C. Henry, Carlton Henry, of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Very, very proud Lions fan, unfortunately. But hopefully it's gonna be promising this year. Hopefully it's gonna be promising. But you can follow me on Twitter at CHen313. And I do have a podcast. It's called The Fellas Present Sports Rap. I talk a little bit about football, a little bit about basketball, give you a little bit of a Detroit perspective, but also I do look at, all other teams, anything that's going on. I'm a fantasy junkie, so I'll give you a little bit of that too. And again, that's spelled DA, fellas, presents the sports rap. We have a little bit of music mixed in there, man. I'm a big music fan, so you hear some new stuff, some old stuff. I'm an old head, but I like to still, rap for the young folks, man. So definitely check me out. It's on all Audible streaming platforms.
Slim, where you at?
Yo, it's Slim, Commander Slim, checking in. You can find me on Twitter at _Slim__Rob. I'm part of the Burgundy Infantry. You know what I'm saying? We big on the Twitter platform right now. Check in with us Monday through Fridays, 9:30 a.m. to 12 noon. You know what I'm saying? Morning debrief. And I'm also part of RedzoneDC. Check in with all of the upcoming content. You know what I'm saying? We just getting started.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it, man. Again, Red Zone DC, man. Red Zone in the Lab podcast. You can follow me on all platforms, Red Zone in the Lab. But let's go to the comments. Maria says hi, she's in the building. My man CJ is in the building. Rogers, he's representing. Donald Fling, Bang Bang Niner gang, he's in the building. Stay around. We're gonna talk about Trey Lance a little bit. And if you got anything you want to add, just DM me, let me know, and I can bring you up on the screen. Yeah, man. So let's get into some hot takes. Let's start this show off with some hot takes. Any hot takes you want about the upcoming NFL season? Let me see what y'all got. What you got, Henry?
Do we really have to believe them?
I mean, I guess that's what they hot for.
We just trying to
trying to stir the pot. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me stir the pot. Let me try to stir the pot, man. I'm gonna go right to the AFC West, man, because that division, man, to me is really a tough division from top to bottom, and it's really unpredictable, man. So, some folks are saying they can get 4 teams in. Some folks are saying they're going to get 3. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think somehow, some way, possibly, Kansas City does not make the playoffs.
Woo, that's a hot take.
Say what? Say what?
You only gave me. Listen, man. I told you I don't even know if I believe it, but you gave me 12 minutes to put this together, man. So the way I see this is, if this was to come to fruition, they lost Tyreek Hill, which everyone talks about, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think enough people are talking about, man, them losing the Honey Badger, man, and they weren't the best defense to start with. When you look at that division in itself. The Chargers have gotten better. They got a young quarterback. The Raiders have gotten better. They added Devontae Adams, and we don't talk about Chandler on the other side. Well, I'm saying on the other side of Crazy Max from Eastern Michigan. We don't talk about that. Mm-hmm. That's going to be tough. And then you got Russ in Denver. So maybe not probable, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't make Kansas City don't make the playoffs. And I love Mahomes.
Let's talk about that, man. How you feel about that hot take, man? I wish I had like a flames emoji.
Hey, I'm gonna pile on right here. So see Henry, I'm gonna pile on, man.
Oh boy.
I got a good hot take.
Okay.
First of all, I'm gonna throw MVP out there. MVP San Diego Chargers, Justin Herbert.
I like that.
That's my hot take right there.
I'm on board with that.
I'm taking the San Diego Chargers to win that NFC West.
I'm not mad at it.
So maybe it ain't a hot take. Some people they not feeling Justin.
I'm glad you said it because I've been kind of fanboying a little bit, and I ain't, I'm saying I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Hey, that's a shout out to my son, man. My oldest son, man. He's a Chargers diehard, man, and he kind of refreshed my memory about that, So I said, you right, because I'm with it. I'm with it. So that's my hot take, man. I'm gonna pile on with that one, man. I'm with you, C. Henry, on that division.
I like it. What you got, Slim?
For a hot take, I'm gonna say Justin Jefferson gets 2,000 yards.
I like that, Slim. I like that.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna say Jettas with KOC coming over there, with Kevin O'Connell coming over there. If he been getting 1,600 and they've been trying to get the ball to Dalvin, play action, you know what I'm saying, keep the ball away from Kirk, Kevin O'Connell gonna come over there. They're gonna throw that ball all over the yard.
Ooh, can I piggyback off of Slim?
Yeah,
Give
man.
me
one more.
Jettas for 2K.
Let me throw one more in there. Minnesota Vikings winning the what's that? The NFC North.
I mean, if he get 2K and they don't win the North, something's wrong.
And, I'm an objective fan, man. I gotta. I'm gonna preview the North, man, coming up, man, probably this evening, man. And unfortunately, a little sneak peek. We're not in first.
Okay.
Hey.
And by we,
just a sneak peek behind the scenes.
I with that. So I mean, these hot takes is we kind of like in the same frame of mind. I'm kind of wondering if these really hot takes, or well, maybe the audience can bring us off, pull us back off these cliffs that we might be standing on. But hey.
All right, I got a hot take.
Oh, here we go.
I got a serious hot take. Now, look, anybody that's in the comments, send me y'all put your hot takes in the comments. CJ, I'm not saying yours on air because that's nasty work. So I'm not saying that first one. So you can. Let me see if I can delete that.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying that hot take, but all right, look, let's try this, right? Let's go to the North. And since we got the Bills on today, I'm gonna go straight at the Bills, right? Let's think about this. Gabriel Davis ends up with 1,000 yards this year.
Okay.
Which I think.
Yeah, that's
and my other hot take is if they don't win a Super Bowl, Josh Allen is out of my top 10.
Top 10
quarterbacks.
No. That's cat. That's cat.
Completely out of the top 10.
That's cat. No.
But look,
that's out of the top 10.
That was a joke though. But those are one of the things that we're gonna talk to them about Josh Allen this upcoming year. So everyone that's out there listening, man, that's what we have. I just threw that Gabriel Davis out there. I think Stephon Diggs is going to have a big year. I think Davis is going to have a big year too. I think he showed his route running a bit in that last preseason game, which was crazy, right? It wasn't, we could look at him like, all right, maybe he wasn't just you have those playoff players that come out and just kind of perform in the playoffs. And then when it's regular season time, you don't see him. But just based off that preseason game and the route running, seems like they kind of really incorporating him into the offense. So when we bring the Bills up, we gonna kind of chat with them about that, because I think if Gabriel Davis can be able to continue this upswing, I think they can be in a conversation of having one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. And I ain't just saying that because they backstage right now. What you think about Davis, Mayo?
Hey, I like it, man. He definitely stepped up in that Chiefs game for sure. When they had Stephon locked down. I like what they doing, man. I think Davis is definitely out. I mean, to me, that's what I'm saying. I feel like our hot takes is, really plausible, actually, really can happen. So, I mean, leaning in that way. But I like Davis, man. I really do. I think, he definitely offsets, Stephon really nice. Having that guy on the other side. They could actually become one of the top, dual tandems in the league, to be honest. Yep.
Yeah, man, I like him. Let's go to the comments. All right, CJ, this one is a little more like it. Now, Henry, this is CJ's hot take, right? And this is a true hot take. CJ has been on this horse for about 2 months now. Even before we kind of came across you and these Twitter streets. He believes that the Lions is going to take the North. He wholeheartedly believes that. He wholeheartedly believes that the Texans is going to take their division. What you think about that? And remember, I told you when I talked to you on the pod a few months ago, I told you there are people around that believe that the Lions can take that division. Because, and we talk about last season, a lot of last-second games, a lot of games within like 5 points that y'all lost. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Do you remember what I told you on the pod about some of them close games?
I'm gonna let you tell it.
Detroit is a very, very fun city, man. People sleep on us all the time, but whatever you want to do here, good or bad,
okay,
it is available to you, man. And a lot of folks, man, a lot of players know that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of players in the off season here, man. Whatever off season it may be, NBA, NFL, whatever. So my theory on some of those close games were we were extremely young team last year.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a lot of film on a lot of our guys. I think a lot of teams often came in and over. Basically, they didn't think much of us anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They came in the city, they partied hard Saturday, came in there Sunday, took them 2 quarters to wake up, man, to get out of the funk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To get the stank off of them from Saturday night. And then they figured things out. We battled, but I will say this. I think we're a much improved team, no doubt, but we still have a long way to go. I think Hard Knocks, if you look at it objectively, man, defensively, we got some issues, man. We got some issues there. And I'm not gonna lie, it would surprise me if we won the North. If that were to happen, a couple of guys would have to take, basically monumental leaps, or there would have to be some injuries in the division. If Aaron Rodgers or something, gets injured, Kirk Cousins goes down in Minnesota, then all bets are off. But with that being said, I think we have a long way to go. We were a 3-win team last year. I think that we probably should have won maybe 4 or 5 games. There were some games that, I think that Dan Campbell mishandled. You know what I mean? But with that being said, to win a division, man, I don't know. Hey, I would be there for every step of the way.
Hey, Slim, he said we could have won 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, 4 or 5 is crazy.
Why y'all laughing, man?
Hey, look,
you said we going board.
No, I didn't say we not this year. That was last year's team. Not this
last year. That was last year.
This year. Hey, listen, we betting the 7. We trying to win. We trying to win the space game.
If we going board, we going 4.
No. That was for last year's squad, man.
So y'all was 4 in the possible, and y'all bumped that. How you bump board? That's crazy.
Hey man, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, darling for Mr. Campbell, man. I'm not quite so. He got to win me some games, bro.
Right, let's get to some more.
I don't think it's Mr. Campbell. I think it's Mr. Golf, but
we'll talk about that later. Let's get to some more.
We're checking on that.
Darius DT, my man, is in the building. Appreciate you for joining us, man. He said that where he at? I think he said that the Broncos will miss the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, that's a warm take. I don't know. That I don't think that's too high. I think that's more of a warm take. Donald Fleming says his high takes 49ers Kansas City Super Bowl rematch. I don't know about that. I don't think our people in the I can see the people. Look, I can see T and them in the green room. I can see their faces when they talk about the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl. Let me see what y'all faces looking like. Let me look down there. Chiefs back in the Super Bowl, y'all.
The Chiefs
is it Chiefs?
Maybe
they do something. I don't want to rewind.
But my bad. Hold on. CJ didn't say the Texans. He said the Jaguars. That's right. He did say the Jaguars.
Oh, either one of them. I wanted to go right back there. So he said the Lions and the Jaguars is winning their division.
He said golf.
He better not let nobody know where he worked. They may drug test him tomorrow.
Yeah, that is.
Don't tell nobody where you work tomorrow. They may drop you tomorrow, brother. Hope everything's all right, man.
That is.
All right, tomorrow's Saturday, so if somebody gets drug test tomorrow on that day off, that's not
Concentra will be open.
That's crazy.
Right about that.
All right, look, we about to get into some Tom Brady talk, right? And I want to bring up the Bills. We bringing them up to talk Tom Brady. I'm about to bring them up. We're gonna bring them up to talk Tom Brady. Then they're gonna go back to the green room. After the Tom Brady, we're gonna go to a commercial. But let's talk about Tom Brady. Everybody that's listening in the comments, we about to get into Tom Brady. Give me some takes that y'all want to say about Tom Brady. But before we get there, I just want y'all to know that Todd Bowles had in his press conference, he mentioned that it's good for him. It's a lot of new players on the team. He's down to his third center. Of course, J.C. Tretter, he's retired, so he's not an option. I don't know if any options out there. They may be on the waiver wire. I don't know. But when we think about Tom Brady, and let's start with Henry with a short take about Tom Brady. Do you think it's important for him to play Saturday?
For him to play Saturday, no, not really. Maybe for the reasons Ty Bo said, because this is kind of a fairly new team. They lost a couple guys early in free agency, in the interior of their line, but now a couple of their replacements have now been injured. So for me personally, I may be trying to hold him out completely to make sure those guys up front can hold up. They may need to play a little bit, but I would kind of hold him out. But Coach Bowles has his thumb on it, so he knows the thumb on the temperature of the team, so he knows what they need to do. So I don't expect him to be out there long. Maybe a drive or two.
Yeah. We're hearing some wind in the background. I don't know, somebody got the wind. But look, T, appreciate you, man.
What's
T,
up?
man, man, when I say T supports me, man, she supports my brand. She supports all of us. She's always hanging out. And she comes and spotting in our fantasy space. And our fantasy space got like 4 or 5 people in there, but T is in there dropping in supporting. I appreciate that, T. But T, what you think about Brady?
As a Buffalo Bills fan, I can't stand Tom Brady, right? But you got to give him his props. The man has been doing this for a long time and at a high level. So, Tom Brady and this team right now, they're going through some things because they have lost 2 centers, right? And they're lost some offensive players. So I'm really shocked. I will say this: I'm really shocked that Tom Brady is still willing to play because he's such a perfectionist that if his centers are not performing, which he doesn't like to be pressed, so for him to still be in the pocket and still want to play, I'm impressed. Because Tom Brady at his age, he don't want to be hit, he don't want to be bothered. Tom Brady is a statue back there. So I mean, you know how I feel about Tom Brady. I'm a Bills fan. I hate him, but I gotta respect him. I gotta respect him.
Spence, what you got, Spence? Tom Brady, man, you love him?
I respect T, but no, I love Tom Brady, man. Ever since he left Buffalo, I love that dude. He down there in Tampa Bay doing it, making it look real good. He making these receivers, he's saving their careers and bringing them back like they're supposed to be. Hopefully he can do some things with Julio this year, kind of resurrect what didn't happen when he was out there in Tennessee. I think maybe a drive or two. When you're gone from the team that much, I know Tom Brady has played for 80 years in the league. I get it. And I know he's Tom Brady and he has 17 Super Bowls. So I completely get it. But to T's point, you have different offensive linemen out there now. You got some new receivers out there now. You got some things where just the communication, just to see how it goes, and now they have a new offensive coordinator situation, new, just everything is new down there. So what I'm saying is I don't think that it's necessarily like Tom Brady needs to go out there and see if he can play the game still. It's more so hey, go out here and see for a drive or two just to kind of see what the game speed is, the communication. But either way, if he plays, fine. If he doesn't, fine. Tom Brady teams typically those first 2 or 3 games out the season, they start off a little slow, and then Tom Brady does Tom Brady things and they end up making the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's a concern.
Jay, what you got, Jay?
With Tom Brady, yeah, I don't care about him. Forget him. As a Bills Mafia, you already know how it is. He put us through purgatory for so long. So yeah, we was happy that he finally got to go. Kind of sad we wasn't able to beat him, but it's whatever. Now, as a player, he definitely best quarterback all the time. No, you can't really you say too much about him or you become a hater, or you got to give him his props. He put in his work for longer than any player in the NFL, and he's still doing that at a high level, still putting the yards up, still putting the stats up. He's doing what needs to be done in the backfield. The only thing I say with any player, Von Miller as well, I want to see these people play at least a couple drives just to get their feet wet, get the motor running so they don't come out a little short during the season opener. That's just my take on any player. I want to see, whole off season, yeah, you got training camp, but you need to get the reps in the preseason. But with Tom Brady, he's a proven vet. He's a GOAT. He earned the right to not play. This hasn't really been no downfall in his game. He, like I say, he keeps it up to a high level. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Can
man.
I
So
say something?
Yeah, go ahead, T.
So, the Rams didn't play any starters last year, right? I want to
Yeah.
say they didn't
Yeah.
play any. So I guess for me, my take is this: if you're proven to because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is playing at all.
No,
So
Stafford not playing either.
so my thing is this: if you because I think for the Bills and the Bills having the number one defense coming into 2000 this season, if your offense and defense is that tier, I don't think you need to start your players. But for some, like you say, kick the rust off, whatever. But I, as a fan, I was nervous as hell. Josh went out there playing because I was nervous. Listen, because Zach Wilson went out there, he hurt himself. Like players are going down, and I was happy to see Josh out there. But as a fan, I was nervous. But also, too, the Rams didn't play their starters last year at all. So I was fine if Josh didn't play. That's my point.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, man. You take a chance, especially the depending on the type of player, right? Josh Allen, he's not gonna go out there. You're not gonna see no preseason Josh Allen. You're gonna see Josh Allen, right? So those are the type of chances that we kind of take. And Tom Brady, maybe look, he's been in this league long enough. He's lost centers over the years. He's able to rebound. I think if you want to say, he need to get some reps with whoever the third string center is. Nah, that's Tom Brady. They're gonna get it right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It does seem kind of weird. But Todd Bowles is like, man, look, you've been on. Where was he at? What, the Masked Singer or Dancing with the Stars the last week and a half? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you've been doing over there in Hollywood these last couple of weeks, man. So yeah, you need some of this game action. Go ahead, Henry.
No, that's what I was going to say. I think, with those other instances, those guys have been in practice all week, performing all week. You know what I mean? So he's been away from the team for roughly 2 weeks. So, I can see him definitely getting some time in there to get some reps. You know what I mean? But you hoping nobody fall on the lead because he's not the most mobile guy. And again,
not the most. He is the least.
And the defensemen, they getting fast. These defensive linemen, they're very athletic.
Yeah.
When teams get pressure up the middle on him, I mean, he's kind of, I don't want to say dead in the water, but he's less effective there, man. So, I definitely would be a little weary of, but get him a drive or two just to kind of, get the rust off.
It may be some handoffs, some quick shots. It ain't gonna be him sitting back there for no 5 to 7 step drops. I think it's gonna be some stuff real quick, man. What you got, Mayo?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he don't need to play. He don't need to play it down. He don't need to play the week one. Like, we just talked about Aaron Rodgers. T brought that up. Lamar Jackson, I don't think he's played a snap, through preseason. It's not necessary for veterans who know the system, who know what they doing, who got familiarity with the guys that they throw into. I mean, they added with Ronald Gage, from Atlanta. I mean, and then, Julio, but that's not going to be something they're going to have to figure out. Julio know how to get open. He know how to create separation. Tom going to throw the ball. They're going to keep rolling. Tom is Tom, man. He's a GOAT, man. I'm sorry to say that. He's a GOAT. I mean, it's just that what it is. I mean, the dude, he does dirty work. He get out there, take care of business, and that's where it's going to be. I don't think he need to play it down. I think actually he's playing because he wants to go out there and play. He probably went to Todd Bowles and said, can I go out here and take a few snaps? I really think it's on him to go out there playing, to be honest.
Yeah, that's very interesting. What you think, Slim, do you think Todd Bowles with the Tom Brady, like, look, you going to play. I don't care about your TB12 and all that. I need you to get out here and get some reps because I think he just got back like Tuesday or Wednesday. How you think that conversation went down?
I think Todd Bowles was expecting a regular conversation, and Tom kind of told him, like, I came back to get some reps in. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't come back early just to be, building camaraderie with y'all. So,
because he about winning championships, man.
Yeah,
he like Jordan.
And like you said, just get a field, couple drives. You know what I'm saying? For him, that's all he needs. You know what I mean? Other players might need a whole quarter, a whole half. He just need that couple of drives just to, you know what I'm saying?
They say knock the rust out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Understand exactly where he is at this point in the offseason, you know what I'm saying, going into week one.
Bet. Hey, we got to go to a commercial break. Do y'all want to stay on to talk some Davis Mills or Trey Lance, or y'all would just want to come back when we do the Bills? What y'all want to do?
Down for whatever, man. We
Yeah,
here.
man, we're here.
All right, let's
Talk,
talk
man.
some David Mills right after this.
In the lab. Be right back.
Hi, I'm Christian Miles, native Washingtonian and real estate agent servicing the Washington metropolitan area. I started my career as an investor and later transitioned to the residential side. I really wanted to leave the investor side because I wanted to connect with people. Building relationships is important to me. I understand the buying and selling process can be challenging. I get it. I've been there. I'm a mom, wife, friend, and neighbor. I absolutely love helping families and connecting with people. Going through the home buying and selling process is stressful enough. When working with me, I make it fun. As a realtor, I think it's important to be able to connect with you. Every detail is important, no matter how small. Let me take care of the heavy lifting while you focus on the joys of finding a new home. Something I live by, people may not remember what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. With me, it's an experience.
All right, let's talk about. Let's start with Trey Lance, right? Let's start here. What can Trey Lance do that Jimmy G cannot do? Let's start with you, Jay.
I mean, he's younger, obviously. Feel like he's more athletic. He could possibly be more accurate in the pocket, and when he definitely get more invested into the system. Yeah, he could definitely. I feel like, I mean, with Jimmy G, he was more of a manager on the field. He never really went for those big plays, nothing extraordinary, but he managed the team. Yeah, he got him deep in the playoffs and this and that and the third. But I mean, give Trey Lance the right tools. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can go far in this league. Not too far. We'll see how far he can go. But yeah, I feel like he can definitely revitalize the Niners and get them going.
So T, we know he can throw the deep ball. Like that's not a question. And I think that's the main thing when you hear the 49ers talking these spaces, that he can throw the deep ball. He can make the hash throws. He can make the 15 and out throw. He can throw on the run. How do you feel? You think he puts them in a better position to actually win the Super Bowl?
Ooh, it's going to take some time for this guy. You know, every quarterback comes out now, they're trying to compare every quarterback to Josh Allen. You took the Josh Allen leap. You're now your first 2 years. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you, COVID. Thank you, COVID, for probably probably helping him to maintain when it came to that. Because listen, let's be honest, and I'm not talking about, I'm just saying this.
See.
No.
Gotta get into it, man.
Too hot for internet. Too hot.
The Dodge, she's coming hot, man. That's smoke.
Hey, okay, so
smoke coming up.
Yeah, man. Like she's about to really get into it. So look, I'm gonna go another way to T get back. Okay, so Spence, is this the best quarterback that Shanahan had since RG3? Can he do what he really wants to do as he was able to do with RG3?
I think that's a good question. It depends on how you look at it, and depends on what you qualify, like what you look at as a good quarterback. Because if you ask certain people, Jimmy G is a good quarterback. Yeah. He's accurate. He doesn't really turn the ball over. He doesn't take chances. He got them to the Super Bowl. He got them deep into the playoffs other times. He's a very consistent quarterback. He makes the right reads, makes the right throws. Problem is he doesn't stay healthy, and the problem is that he doesn't do the extra. Like he won't win you the game, but he won't lose it for you. So like that's Jimmy G. So for some people, when you look at Jimmy G, you know, I can think of probably 5 teams right now that Jimmy G would be an upgrade over the quarterback they have. I think where T was going, and I agree with her, I think Trey, he's going to be a very good quarterback, but it's going to take some time. I agree with Jay as well with some of the things that he was saying as far as like he's mobile, he's younger, he's going to do some things in that offense that Shanahan wanted to do. So to your point, yes, he can do a lot of things that he wasn't able to do. But I do think it's going to take some time. He's not as accurate. He has the deep ball, but he's not as accurate of a passer. He doesn't hit his receivers, and kind of what T was saying. Everybody thinks everybody can make the Josh Allen leap. Like, hey, Josh Allen in 2 years went from throwing 53% in the league to he's 68%. He's throwing 70% every year. Yeah, that's not common. That's why nobody believed Josh would do it, because nobody before him did it. So I just think at this point we have to allow Shanahan to really coach him up, let him build that offense around him for the things that he's good at. And I think Shanahan's good enough to coach to do it. I think what we're going to see from Trey, we're going to see him be one of those players that we're going to be wondering why, why he got so much negative talk at all anyway. Same thing with Lamar. Like, you have to understand, like, every quarterback isn't going to be the same. We don't need you to stand in the pocket. Lamar's mobile. He wins in different ways. Trey Lance is going to win in a way that we're not used to seeing, but he's going to be effective, and that team is going to be really good. You say you dissed us, yo. What's up? What's up, T?
Clean back.
Yeah, T, man. Look like somebody put the fire stamp shit on your flyer, man.
Oh, the phone got hot.
No, my phone got. I'm in the car, so my phone got hot.
Because you was about to cook.
I was about to cook.
He was with it. We saw the steam coming from
He
your
was ready.
Yeah.
I was about to cook.
Go ahead, T. Go ahead, finish what you was at.
But when it comes to Trey Lance, like I was saying, like, he was supposed to be, or everybody's comparing him to the next Josh Allen. But with Trey Lance, it's all about the system that he's around and the players that's going to help him. I think, and I'm not a 49ers fan, from my eye test, I see that the move that they're trying to make is going to help him develop. But you got to give him time. Everybody's still talking about Jimmy. Like, they're not even investing time in Jimmy anymore. Jimmy's not even practicing with those guys no more.
Right.
So if you're going to invest in this guy, you got to give him, and I was on I did a pod with Happy, and we talked about back when they used to do the whole quarterbacks for like more than 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that. They're not investing that time no more in quarterbacks. You're either making it 3 years or you're done. So for Jimmy, you got to for Lance, you got to get that dude that time. So I think he is, for right now, if they build around him, he's going to be that guy. But if you don't, it's just like the dude in Chicago. If you don't, then you failed that dude. You failed your quarterback. So I think for right now, you have to see him develop. And I think for right now, he can be that guy. We'll see.
So, like, Slim, so we saw RG3 up close. Like, it was, 2012 RG3. Let me say that. We saw that up close, and we know that they went to I can't think of the coach's name right now. Oh man, I haven't thought about him in a while. RG3 coach. I can't think of his name. But what'd you say?
Brown.
Yeah, Brown, Art Browns, right?
Yeah.
We know the Shanahan's went to them in the off season and kind of looked at their playbook, kind of pulled a lot of stuff, and then Shanahan kind of mixed it up to his liking, because we know that they had to do that, because we know Dan Snyder. I mean, we know that they actually wanted Kirk Cousins, and Dan Snyder wanted them to have RG3. But we're not talking about ownership right now, right? So do you think that Trey Lance has any intangibles that RG3 had his rookie year?
So intangibles, Trey come from a small school, so far as work ethic and things of that nature, as far as his character, there's none of those type of concerns. And the way he was brought in was more organic than RG3, like you said. Dan specifically wanted RG3 drafted and things of that nature. So I think with Trey Lance, it's a lot more reasons to be optimistic on that side. Far as looking at hindsight, what we dealt with RG3.
Mm-hmm.
Can I interject real quick on that too?
Go ahead, man.
Because I want to say, for the record, I loved RG3's rookie year, and that. So when I say this is not a shot or a diss or anything. Trey Lance is a far better athlete, and he's going to be a far better quarterback than what we saw from RG3. That rookie year from RG3 was absolutely something that we wish we could have saw more of for the rest of his career. But when you look at who Trey Lance is, and you have that coach, like you all know, Shanahan is that dude. He's gonna be completely different, and he has a better frame. He's not gonna be hurt if he gets hit too much, a certain way or whatever. He's gonna last. So I just kind of want to agree with everything Slim was saying, but I also want to interject, like, this dude is a freak of an athlete. He's gonna be somebody that's out there making people look crazy for a long time.
Yeah, because I noticed in the first preseason games against Green Bay, Shanahan had him out on the move a lot, like in the bootleg stuff, the rollout stuff. So that's kind of the stuff that RG3 had: the quick hits, the play action, the quick hits, those type of things. Sing Henry, if this doesn't work, where are we next offseason with the 49ers?
Trey Lance is not working. You sticking with Trey Lance? Like T said, it's going to take some time. You know what I mean? You move up to the what was he picked third? You're heavily invested in him, and when I see him, I see a guy with tremendous upside. Physically, he can play any style of ball you want. If you old school and want a statuesque quarterback, he's 6'5", 250. He can stand back there in the pocket and sling it. If you more the new school guy who want more of a mobile type guy, who can move the pocket, elude, evade folks in the backfield, create with his feet, RPO, he can do that as well. He's a goal line back. He's Josh Allen West. You know what I mean? At 6'5".
Nobody is.
So he's a problem. And I think when you look at him versus Garoppolo, we've probably seen the best of Garoppolo. He is what he is, solid player. He's not a turnover prone, but he's self-destructive. When they happen, they kill you. You know what I mean? It's only going to happen a few times, but when they happen, they totally destroy you and the morale of your team. So I think that's going to be the biggest difference is what type of decision maker is Trey, and he gives you that, infinite upside. So, what is the definition of it doesn't work this year? I think is the bigger question.
Yeah, I guess that's a good question, and I don't really have the answer for it, to be honest with you. But I think that's all we need.
They want to complete the deal this year, and I think that. He's nice. I don't know if he can do that. I wouldn't bet money on it right now, but we'll see.
What's tough, Carl? What's tough is like when you get close with Jimmy Garoppolo, like you get to the Super Bowl. So my whole roster, like 1 through 52, is like we there. And if we had Jimmy Garoppolo, but like a little bit better, we could have won the Super Bowl. So in your mind, you look at Trey Lance, and this dude is athletic. This dude is big and strong, and he has the arm, and he has all of that stuff that you look at for a modern day quarterback. And you're like, for a 49ers fan, you're like, yo, we could go now again. Like he's better. It's going to take some time, 49ers fans. Just
For
sure. Quick question I just want to ask everybody is that in that quarterback draft class, they're already saying that Mac Jones was the better quarterback in that draft class, but who's going to be in the longevity best quarterback out that draft class? Would it be Trey Lance or Mac Jones at the end of the day, or who else? There was a bunch of quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence. I'm still waiting for Trevor Lawrence to kind of break out because he came out of the draft saying he's the best quarterback of all, not all time, but prospect coming up. He never lost a game in high school, college, all that.
Yeah, that changed pretty quick.
Real quick. So who's really going to be the best quarterback draft out of what was that 2021, 22, whatever? Who's really going to be the best quarterback out that class?
I can tell you before we switch to topics, I really think that that Mac is overhyped to all the people that's overhyping him. He just doesn't, and maybe it's me, maybe I'm wrong, but I just keep thinking about that draft walk, and I just don't see a superstar by that draft walk. I just don't, man.
My man said, "Don't know principal walk like that."
Hey, yo,
oh, man.
Yo, but the thing is, real talk. Mac Jones he's legit, man. He don't have the same strength of an arm,
right?
but he's smart. He has the right type of the right type of coaching around him. Mac Jones is legit. And, you know, as a Bills fan, of course, obviously we want to crap on him. We want to talk as much stuff as possible. Make it sound like the Patriots going to be, like McCorkle. We talk about, it was a thing live on air before where like on the Patriot station, the fan was like, he has a rag on, like he was dragging, like talking about how bad he is. So like we drag him. But if you really think about it, a rookie quarterback to win those type of games with that roster, he didn't have any receivers. They signed 2 tight ends to big money and only one of them showed up. He got that team to the playoffs, man. I wouldn't sleep on Mac Jones. Like, I just wouldn't. I think now it's a healthy lead, and I wouldn't bet against Mac Jones being the better out of that draft class.
The only thing I'm worried about when it comes to him is how long is his coaching staff going to be around him? That's the one thing that I kind of think about. This is the perfect coaching staff, but how long is this coaching staff going to be behind him? Let's switch quarterbacks. Jaden, I see you down there in the draft, man. I appreciate you for stopping by. Mayo and T kind of brought this up, and I know we was talking about this the other day. We was talking about this today, actually, T. So I'm glad you kind of brought it up. Is we're not in the old days when Aaron Rodgers can sit 3 years and nobody is calling for Brett Favre's job in that sense, right? We're not there anymore. So when it comes to Davis Mills, he is the exact quarterback that they need to do that with. Like, I think he's going to show progression this year, but how much progression is he's going to have to show, being as though they have those draft picks to move wherever they want on that board? How much of a progression do you think Mills is going to have to make?
Because he played last year a lot. He definitely got all of this year. He might even have next year. I mean, they might just bring somebody in if they don't like where he moves forward this year. They might try to bring someone in next year to progress behind him, if that's the case. But it's still too early to bail, and I think he played well. And they're not like some teams, you know, that don't go out and get support for him. They've actually been doing that. The rookie running back, Pierce from Florida, this kid looks, you know, he looks phenomenal, man. So that's a big help right there, having a running game. And even last night in the preseason game, they didn't even have they didn't have the weapons on the field. And he still went out, progressed, moved the ball, did everything that Lovie Smith wanted him to do. And then even came back out and had a quick series in the third quarter just to give them a little flow, you know, so being used to the
adjustments and stuff.
Yeah, and for me, I like the kid coming out. I really felt like it was, you know, being a fan of the Washington Commanders, I was like, you know, mid-round pick on that kid if you can get him third or fourth round. I was really hyped on him, and of course, you know, Houston got him. But I feel like they got time with him. I don't think it's a rush, and I think they believe that within their organization that they got time with him. It looks that way they working with him, where they progressing him, man, and he's moving forward. I think he's gonna be pretty nice, man. If they just give him the time, like T said, you got to give these guys time. You can't just throw them in the wolves and got this clock set and you know, and, you know the saying with the hourglass and flip it and say, hey, you're done. Nah, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, look, Spence. Okay, so look, we know they had a good draft this year, right? They had a good draft, and of course, prayers go up for John Michie, hopefully for healthy recovery. And they got Pierce, they got a steal. I think this guy's the real deal. I think he can make that type of impact out the gate, similar to Hunt when he was with the Chiefs. But we know that if they are able to keep their picks and continue to build, if they have their franchise quarterback, they'll be in prime position to make some moves next season. What do you think Mills has to do in order for them to be able to do that?
Honestly, if he gives you exactly what he gave you last year, you're happy with him.
Well, see, I said that, and then the Texans fans came after my head.
No, because first of all, he gave you more than what you expected out of him last year. So first, let's start that with a baseline. Don't regress. I need you to, at the very least, be as good as you were last year. Then we gave you a little bit. We did some things. We got, like you mentioned, we got this rookie running back for you. We got this. We got that. So we try to add a couple pieces to step. We don't have to take. We know the Texans aren't going from what they were to Super Bowl contender overnight. So look, man, we're not expecting you to come out here and be Superman. Come out here and don't lose games, manage it, get that experience that you need. And it looks like, man, I think he's going to be one of those guys that develops into, I don't want to call him a Ryan Fitzpatrick type because I don't want, I think it's a complete different type of game. But I mean, as far as longevity and him being able to be one of those guys that can really be on the team, and he won't make you feel horrible about your season, but he's not the guy to be like, yeah, we going to the Super Bowl. But no, don't rush him. Let him do what he got, what he is. And I like him, man. I was happy that we played him for his first week in Buffalo. But other than that, man, I like him. I think he's a good dude.
Let's end Henry before we switch the what's your take on Davis Mills? Especially if they can have a top 10 defense, I think that puts him in position. But I just don't know, man. It seems like the Texans, they trying to. What you think, Henry?
Well, everybody wants to, move forward. I don't care if you're Buffalo and you're knocking at the door. You want to take that next step. Washington want to take that next step. Detroit want to take that next step to 7 wins. You know what I'm saying? So nobody want to take a step back. San Fran ain't trying to go back no steps. You know what I mean? So everyone wants to move forward. So I get that. But with Davis Mills, he had a strong year last year, and he was really only working with Brandon Cooks. So you give him a little bit of help at the on the offensive line. You give him a help with the running back. Nico Collins is kind of developing a little bit, go blue. And so you're kind of moving forward. They have Brevin Jordan, who's a nice little piece at the tight end spot. But you do have to ask yourself, if you're an organization, how do you feel about him? Do you think he's going to be special? Do you think he's going to be a middle-of-the-road quarterback? What can you do? Because you can still build up your team and still be looking for that guy. So for him to prove that he's that guy, I think he definitely has to take another step. I think if he has another year that's very similar to last year, they kind of, they may look at him a little differently. But if he takes a step to where he's a little bit more efficient, he's a little bit more productive in terms of his touchdowns, he maybe adds 400 to 600 yards, more to his passing yards, and they win a couple of games. That always helps. Winning always helps, feel a little bit better about your situation. Then that'll go a long way towards, them deciding that he's the guy. But they have to definitely make an evaluation of him and say if he's the guy, because those guys, my man said he may be Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, can you win the thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick or what?
I think you can. No, I think that's what I'm saying. I think you can win it with, so when you're looking at different teams are built differently. So when you have somebody like Mills, you can win with them. So yeah, you're right. You want him to take a step forward. But the thing is, it's like, do we need him to take a step forward to do what we want to do? For instance, the Bills needed a quarterback to go forward. When you look at like the Ravens of old years, they had the defense to do it. So they rode their defense to championships. So it's just depending on how the team is structured. With the way the Texans are, I think they're going to build around defense, and I think they're going to build around a couple star players. And I think they're going to expect Mills, to Carl's point, look, improve a little bit. Don't turn the ball over. Don't lose the games for us. But I think if he can be what he was last year, and I say that in respect to the upgraded positions around him. So if you have better weapons, if you're the same as last year, some of those drops turn into first downs. Some of those fumbles turn into first downs. So his stats automatically improve. He started the second game of the year or the third game of the year. You give him 2 more games, he's out. He's going to have that 300, 400 more yards. So Carl was right on. He's spot on there. Don't lose these games for us. Get us to 8 wins, man. Get us to 8, 9 wins this season. We moving forward with Mills. I think that's how Houston feels.
Real quick question. Can he be sort of like with Trubisky with his career? Because he wasn't the hottest. He came out the hottest, and he's a winning quarterback. But, you see how his career is going now. Can he be on that type of level?
I got a better one for you. Can he be as good as Kirk Cousins?
Kurt, yeah. He been.
Yeah. I was thinking of it like a Derek Carr.
Yeah,
as his,
Derek Carr.
Ideally.
Can he be as good as that?
Those guys are kind of keepers to me. Those guys.
Yeah.
We try. I think those teams are ideally thinking that some folks are kind of split on Kirk the jerk, but those teams are thinking that they can win the ship with those guys. But like to your point, I love the example you brought up with Buffalo, and also kind of with Kansas City, what they had to do. Yeah, they had a quarterback in place. You guys had Tyrod Taylor in place, kind of as a stopgap. Kansas City had Alex Smith kind of in place, kind of a stopgap. The team was steadily progressing. You guys were building up around it, but you still had your eye out there. When that opportunity came to get your guy, Tyrod has been real.
Yeah, and we love you, Tyrod.
We love him.
Yeah, we even picked up Nate Peterman and
Thank
had to
you
go
for
with
your
that. You know how that
service.
go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Nah,
So
that's what it is.
we're gonna go to this commercial break. Then we're gonna come back with Mayo and Henry. We're just gonna go over a couple of mid-round fantasy guys, and then after that, we're gonna talk Bills offense. Well, no, let's start with the defense. We're gonna talk Bills.
Oh, you know, Trey Day,
because T mentioned top defense coming into the season. So we're gonna start with the defense, and then we're gonna roll to the offense for the last 30 minutes, man. We're gonna give it all Bills. So let's go to this break, and we will be right back.
Let's get it.
In the lab, be right back.
There's a lot of bad stigma about shopping for a used car. Well, come visit us at iCargo Motors. We'll take care of you. We'll ensure that your experience is not only seamless and efficient, but also satisfying. Because at iCargo Motors, we believe that the best form of currency is integrity.
Welcome back to Red Zone in the lab with Deuce.
All right, man. Where Henry go? Did I move Henry? My bad, hand. All right, so let's talk a little bit of fantasy, right? And my mocks, right? Let's go this way. From pick 7 to 10, like pick 7, round 7 to 10, is kind of where you really kind of win your leagues with those guys, right? Because you got bye weeks, you got a few injuries, of course, and you got those guys coming off the bench. So I'm going to give y'all two players that I always look for between 7 and 10, right? I'm going to give you a few players. For quarterback, this is where I usually, kind of 6 through 8. This is where I look at and I grab my first quarterback, and it depending on who else is on the board. But I am striving for Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins. Those are the first quarterbacks I'm looking to take off the board around those rounds. And when it comes to receivers, I'm looking at oh man, why can't I think of it? Oh, I don't even know I should say this because I'm on fantasy with Mayo. I don't even know if I should say this.
Everybody, man. There's gonna be some guys out there, man.
Hold on, let me get some paper like this down, my brother.
But this is the guy. This is Brandon Ayuk. I'm really beginning to be high on him. I'm looking at him. He's kind of moving up in some mock drafts. He's kind of moving up a little bit. And what about you, C. Henry? What are you looking at in those rounds?
Oh man, you know what? To me, the draft doesn't even begin until round 6. So those mid round picks are definitely key. So I'm looking at quarterbacks. If I've decided to wait on quarterback, which I normally do, if I've waited probably about around 6 or 7, I think Kirk Cousins is an excellent guy. I also like Derek Carr, but I'm trying to get in the back end of that high end area, that high rent district. So I'm looking for maybe Russell Wilson, man, somebody who's changing teams. He has that pedigree of being a big time player in the NFL, but also he has a little bit of question mark because he was injured last year. And when you look at his weapons, Cortland Sutton, I like him as a player, but he doesn't have that track record of success. And then again, Jerry Jeudy, a guy who was a star in college but hasn't quite done it at the pro level. They got a couple of good backs, but he's a guy that I look for because I think that he's going to give you. I think I had him rated as my 10th or 11th quarterback, but he has the possibility to be a top 6, top 7, top 5 possible quarterback. Looking at the running backs. In a lot of my leagues, running backs kind of go early. So some of the guys that I'm looking at in that 7 to 10 range, I'm looking at, unfortunately, the New England Patriots a little bit. I'm looking at Damian Harris and I'm looking at Ramondre Stevenson, trying to figure out who's going to be the lead guy in that backfield. I think Harris had over 900 yards and 15 touchdowns last year. So they like to run the ball. As the folks said earlier, they don't really have a lot of receivers out there. They did add Devontae Parker, but it's going to be basically ground and pound out there. And if one of those guys get hurt or one of them seizes that job, that's a big time back. Wide receivers, I'm going to tell you a guy who I like a lot. I don't know if he makes it to round 7, but I'm going Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman, number one receiver with Lamar Jackson. You know, Lamar got a lot to prove. He's a good quarterback. We saw Marquise Brown last year have over 1,000 yards. I think he had 7 or 8 touchdowns. He was a top 15 or top 20 receiver. Don't quote me on that. I know he's top 20 for sure, but I think possibly top 15. And guess what? He dropped 3 bombs against the Lions, just dropped them. So that's probably about another 150 and 3 touchdowns. So we're talking about 35 more points. He could have been top 12. So definitely look out for Rashad Bateman, who now takes over that role in Baltimore. Those are the guys I'm kind of looking at.
What about you, Mayo?
Let's see. I'm kind of going through wide receiver. This guy, he seems to perform. He just seems to always put it up, but he does have a situation with quarterback. Tyler Lockett would be a guy that I would be looking at if you trust the quarterback situation there in Seattle. Alan Lazard with the Packers, he might be their go-to guy, you know, because there is a little bit of chemistry between him and Aaron Rodgers. Maybe Rondé Moore with Arizona. You know, because they're going to move the ball, they're going to throw the ball. Kyler Murray is a guy. He might be the guy to probably, you know, get those reps, you know, in their situation going forward with them. Running back. I'm kind of looking at a couple guys. I brought up Pierce. I'm not sure if he'll be there in the 6th round for some leagues. Depends on how they go, running back, wide receiver, you know, how deep they go with those positions. But Damian Pierce definitely from the, you know, for the Houston Texans. Couple other guys I like, maybe Kareem Hunt. If he's still there, I don't know what that situation is with Cleveland, but if he's still there and playing ball, then he will get touches. And I know some of these people might not like it, but the Cowboy fans, man, and Tony Pollard, you know, that'll be a guy that I'll be looking for that in that round area. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. To me, he's more explosive than Ezekiel Elliott. So I think, you know, with them moving forward, I mean, they might be more going into, you know, divided, you know, touches between the two. And, you know, I see short yards. Yeah, that's Zeke, you know, red zone, that's Zeke. But, you know, out there and, you know, between the 20s, that could be Tony Pollard getting some of these touches, especially out in space. Quarterbacks, these veteran guys is going to drop back. You definitely got Aaron Rodgers that might be there. Kirk Cousins that might be there. Matthew Stafford, you know, those guys might be there.
Yeah, those dudes definitely be
in that range, you know, 6 to 7, in 8 rounds, somewhere in there. So I'm hearing a lot of people trying to target Kirk Cousins later in that, you know, around in that range. I think
he's gonna get you stats, yeah.
He's gonna get you. He's a stat guy for fantasy, no doubt. So that'll be a guy that I would look at if you are not a person that goes after quarterback early. I'm still trying to weigh mine because, like I said, you know, like you said, Deuce, you in my league, so I don't want to divvy too much info. You know, me and C. Henry, I think we already drafted in this other league, I believe. Yeah, I think so. You in the league with CJ's league.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't think I'm in the league with any of you guys.
All right, cool. So
I think I just did a mock with you guys.
Okay, all right, cool. So he ain't in that one. You know, I took a shot on some younger players, but I know that's not a dynasty league. That's just a straight up fantasy. But you know, this is a league for young guys getting out, man. And you know, that's why I put some of my guys right there. Didn't just go with the old, you know, reliables. You know, so. But
got you. Henry, why do you think Aaron Rodgers falling? Because some mock drafts he's going after Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins.
No Devontae and no clear cut number 2 receiver. No one.
But it's really Aaron Rodgers though. That's what I was told.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? And I think at the end of the year, it's gonna add up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna total. Okay. It may look a little bit different, but I expect a lot of big things from AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones in that offense. I think that they're gonna play bigger roles. I think they're going to be more run oriented, and they're going to play bigger roles in the passing game as well until he gets some chemistry with the Alan Lazard or Romeo Dobbs or Christian Watson. Now, if one of those guys were really, really setting it on fire in the games, then, you know, you may see Aaron go a little bit, you know, higher, but he's a little bit older. And again, we're seeing some of these young guys. You got the Herberts of the world, the Mahomes and Allens. You know, those guys are kind of, you know, the hot shots now. But, you know, while we're talking about some of these mid-round guys, a couple other guys, that I'm kind of interested in. One we already talked about, Trey Lance. But, when you look at fantasy football and his ability to run the ball, he's going to be a guy that I'm looking at. If I miss out on the top guys, or if I'm in a couple of 2 quarterback leagues, super flex leagues or whatever, he's a guy that I'm looking at, to kind of have as my second quarterback, because even if he doesn't have the great passing game, he can still, accumulate points with his feet. Also, man, we heard some crazy stuff the other day, man, about what we thought Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill were going to do as a tandem in Miami. So, I mean, one guy said, what did he say? He said he saw Jalen Waddle getting 1,100 and Tyreek getting 14. So I add that up. And he said both of them getting close to 10 touchdowns. So I add that up. So I said, I need to grab 2 of them. Sure. Must be. You know what I'm saying? So he's another guy that I'm looking at if you're in 2 quarterback leagues, or if you, wait on quarterback and kind of put it together. I really like Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins. A couple leagues last year, I did kind of wait on quarterback, and that when you do that, you can build up your roster. And I get so hyped sometimes getting these great players. I'm looking at them and I forget about quarterback.
Yeah, a lot of people wait like 13th, 14th pick. Yeah,
and you get a chance to pair some guys. Now they may not be a lock every week. But if the matchup is right, Derek Carr, especially with Devontae Adams now, Kirk Cousins with a Justin Jefferson, Slim said Justin Jefferson getting 2,000 yards.
Yeah, that's man. That's what Slim said.
That's all Kirk. So, those are 2 guys that you might want to pair and kind of stream a little bit. We didn't talk about tight ends, some sleepers. I definitely like the Goddards. I like the Ertz of the world. Hunter Henry. Dawson Knox. But if we're gonna go deep, the guy I talked about earlier, this is super deep. Brevin Jordan, man. If you wait, you have an injury to your top guy, you mess around and draft Waller, and that hamstring injury is a little bit more than you expect it to be. Brevin Jordan might be a sleeper for you.
That's a bad. Hey, look,
Gesicki for Miami, maybe in that round, in those 6 or 7, 8 rounds.
Yeah, he's definitely part of that second tier tight end. Especially on this franchise tag, he might look the ball out anymore. So yeah, man, let's go to this commercial. Then we're gonna talk Bills Mafia. We're gonna talk Bills Mafia, man. Hey, look, it looked like T at home, man. So when T at home chilling in spaces, when she out on that back porch chilling, it, man. She about to bring some heat. So let's get everybody up, man, and let's get to this commercial.
All right.
In the lab, be right back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just coming to you all. Just wanted to share these amazing Tava products with you all that has helped me drop 60 pounds over a year and a half. So look, I'm going to start out with our flagship product, which is our Facia Detox Tea. When I tell you it's amazing, it's going to clean out your upper and your lower intestines. And also, Facia stands for empty in Spanish. That's the first part. Now we have Violate 30, which is vitamin and liquid energy for 30 days. Now, once you detox, it's going to take out good and a bad. So this right here is going to put everything good back in your body, all the nutrients you need. Now, this here is a Flare. The Flare will definitely get you there. It has no caffeines, no sugars. You will not have jitters. It's all natural, and it gives you great energy. Last but not least, we have our CBD infused coffee, Caprice. Colombian blend. It helps keep you calm. Does not have any caffeines or sugars. It's all natural. Chaga mushrooms and Garcinia gambodia, which is good for memory. So if you want to try any of these amazing products, all you have to do is reach out to me. You can reach me on Facebook at Van Thomas or Instagram at Van_the Detox Man. If you want to reach out, just hit me. I'll gladly get back to you. Peace.
You muted, Deuce. I hear the fan again, homie.
Yeah, got the fan on.
Apologize, fellas. It's hot up in here.
All right, man. We paid some bills. Now we about to get into it. Let's see. Is T? Let's see what T at. Oh, T dropped out.
Slacking. T be slacking.
Come on, girl. The queen got more important things. It's all good.
Let's talk a little until T like she about to get back on. When we talk about Josh Allen, before we get there, we wait for T. Spence, do you got any? Do you play fantasy?
Of course.
You play fantasy, Jay?
Yeah. Josh Allen, my first round pick.
Give me a late round guy. This is where we really win the draft, right? Between like 7 and 10. Give me one late round guy that you all kind of look for.
You talking about like Bill Sleeper, or are you just saying?
Yeah. Like Bill.
Bill Sleeper, I would say.
In general, yeah.
Okay, well, if you're going Bill Sleeper, I would say Isaiah McKenzie in the late round.
Man, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
He's somebody that probably will slide through the cracks because everybody's this year. Gabriel Davis is hot. Like everybody wants to draft Gabriel Davis. Obviously, Diggs is getting drafted. Dawson Knox will get drafted. Singletary will get drafted. A lot of people will sleep on Isaiah McKenzie. If you can get him in that 7, 8, or 9, territory, you're gonna be in for a steal. He's gonna bless y'all this year on the fantasy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
I mean, I was gonna say the same exact thing. Isaiah McKenzie, yeah, he's definitely gonna be the sleeper. He's that player that nobody really knows around the league. But I mean, the games that we really utilized him, he blew up. He made his name noticed. When we needed him, he put in the work. He's gonna be real. He's gonna get a lot of targets this season. He's gonna show the whole entire league and the Bills themselves is that he earned his position. I mean, Cole Beasley was our guy back in the day, but the speed is what we really need. Cole Beasley, he find them open gaps and get his first downs when we need, but we're hoping McKenzie can be that guy that does that little drag or slant route or do a sweep and take that joint all the way home. So yeah, a couple games he gonna rack them to fantasy points.
Yeah, man. T, you ready, T? I got a little surprise for you. Let's see who T at. All right, what about in general, Spence? You got somebody in general you looking at?
In the later rounds, honestly, it just depends on how you're building your team. For me, I typically look for those sleeper tight ends and stuff. And I think talking to you guys, I don't think my sleeper is a sleeper to you. I think Logan Thomas is somebody that's going to surprise a lot of people this season. So he's somebody in my mock drafts I've been picking up later where he's been sliding through the cracks because of injuries or whatever reasoning. I think Logan Thomas is somebody that you absolutely like. If you don't get the Travis Kelce's and the top 3 guys, Logan Thomas is going to be 100% somebody that can help you win your fantasy league from that tight end position.
Yeah. All right, bet. Let's get into it, man. Let's start with Slim, defense side of the ball. What you got for the Bills?
How y'all feeling about y'all top 3 corners? With Tre'Davious coming back, you drafted Khair, so I would think he's going on the opposite side, and I don't really know what's going on. Is Teron Johnson going to be the guy inside?
Oh, go ahead, Spence, if you're taking that.
Okay. Well, Johnson, he's our slot corner, so he's always going to be on the inside there. He's they play him like a hybrid third linebacker in a way. So right now it's looking like going into the season, we're going to have Khair, Elam, and probably Dane Jackson starting. We do have another rookie that's kind of making some noise, so we'll see what happens, with that. But as of right now, it's looking like Dane Jackson and Khair Elam. Personally, man, I wish that they would use some of that cap space they just opened up to go and get like a Joe Hayden or somebody like that, just to kind of solidify that spot until Trey White comes back. But who knows what the Bills are thinking right now? They got some other things on their mind, so I don't know if they're focused too much on personnel as far as adding the cornerback.
Now, Spence, do you think with a lot of talk with Christian Benford, you don't think he would able to snatch that spot from Elam?
From Elam, no, I don't think he can snatch it from Elam at all. Elam is a lot. When you use a draft pick that high in any draft for a player, you're not going to let Benford take that. But now Benford might challenge Dane Jackson, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Dane Jackson last year, he had a very good season. But the thing is still, when you're looking at it, the Bills want guys that can cover and they want guys with speed. Dane has some of that. But, man, what we're seeing out of Benford with the combination with him and Elam, it looked pretty good. But it's preseason, so we'll see.
Now, one more question. Are you pressing Trey for home opener or season opener?
No, I don't want to see Trey until at least like week 4.
Put him in IR, put those 3 weeks away, let him rest, take him as long as you can.
Go enjoy LSU games or something.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're on the same page.
That's a good look. Look, T, I got something special for you, T.
Man, my internet, my kids, everybody.
So turn everything off. I need all the Wi-Fi.
Look,
Fortnite, tablets, everything.
I got something for you.
What's up?
Okay.
I'm truly dedicated, I'm truly dedicated, I'm truly dedicated, I'm truly dedicated. I be thumbing through these faces, it go to my head.
From the gun. Pump, Roethlisberger loses the football, he gets hit from behind. Kelsey, and Austin, down again. They did this against Cincinnati, and look at that play. Third down and 12 for Buffalo. Allen with time. He fires to the end zone.
Come on, man. Don't give me hype.
All right, look.
Y'all getting me hyped up in here, man. Don't get me going. Y'all getting me hyped right now. I'm ready
to
check this out. The table.
Look, when I was doing it, right, I said, you know what? I'm not even going to do the top plays because most of our top plays, probably what I did show, probably be close to the top when you're looking at our top, especially the lines. You know, the lines.
You know what? I was just sitting here saying, like, when I came on the show, I didn't get any of this type treatment. I wonder what my top plays about. I'm feeling like, what happened?
All right, man.
You feel like a stepchild?
Especially when we beat, the Commanders last time we played. You can at least show them.
Carl said, shout out to your ref. Respect on this guy. Come on. Shout out to your ref. Shout out to your ref.
That's right. Shout out to the Lions, man. Shout out to the Lions. Mayo, what you got for their defense, Mayo?
It's really nothing that I can really pick at because honestly, I like what Buffalo doing, and actually, they my Super Bowl pick. I love it.
What's your Twitter handle, man?
Right, we already following. I'm already following, man.
These follows.
Get that man a follow, goddamn.
Show love.
But the safety combination to me is elite. They probably the top 3 safety combination, in the league. My man White, Tre'Davious White. That White family, hey, much applause, man. They out there, they be balling. I like Buffalo on the defensive side. I'm a little disappointed, that last 12 seconds in that game last year.
13, get it right.
13, my bad.
Get it right.
Needed one more second.
In my brain.
It's okay.
Made that difference, Gosh, man, I could not understand that.
Yeah, like I said, I still need to do a whole episode based on that. I feel like I watched it like 30,000 times, dog. I'm probably gonna watch it another 20,000 times, man. I can't get over it until we fucking win and dance. I'm sorry for Chris. I apologize.
Yeah, and
I can get my flow.
They got the fuel just with that. I mean,
talk about that backstage, Jay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Some people some teams they use that. That's their, that's the fuel right there. Just coming short like that. I mean, literally in that game. When they took the lead, I watched Josh Allen go down the sidelines and was telling everybody, I got this. We got this. And went out on the field and they did it. And then that 13 seconds left, thought the game was over, man. They freaking cheated to do his due. But, hey, they my favorite, man. Still, till I see something different, I think they should reign in that East, man. I don't think Miami, New England, Jets are even close to them at all. I'm sorry out there, fans. Y'all can hit me on Twitter in the DMs, man. I'm not gonna change my attitude on that one.
Can this team be a top 10? Well, let's not even do that. Top 3 defense, and how important is that?
3
to. Let me see. How important is that to the Lombardi Trophy, depending on what ranking your defense is?
Is this for me or?
Yeah, UT.
I'm sorry. Sorry about the ice cream truck.
It's all good. Man, you still got ice cream trucks.
Yeah. So
softy.
Get 2 toasted almonds for me.
So when it comes to our defense, and I know you play who you play in your schedule. So people will say that, yeah, we had the number 1 defense, but really, did we have the number 1 defense because of the schedule that the teams that we played? We didn't play top tier quarterbacks, whatever. But regardless of whatever, that defense went on that field and played lights out. They had, listen, I'm not about stats. I've never been about stats when it comes to my podcast. Y'all know when it comes to the passing game, you know where the stats are, number 1, number 3, whatever the case may be. And when you add a Von Miller to the mix of this number 1 defense, you can say we number 3, you can say we number 2. I think that makes Von Miller is the one piece of that defense that's going to fuse a lot of players Rousseau, like a Ed Oliver, like a Boogie Basham. So I don't know what y'all have us ranked, but if it's number 1 plus number 1, I think we're there. And for some people who will say, like, there's a lot of fans and a lot of teams that don't want to give the Buffalo Bills their due because you just don't like the Buffalo Bills. That's it. Because Buffalo Bills is an all-around good team. And the reason why you don't like them because you just don't like them. Because I've been in spaces where people will try to dog Josh Allen and say certain things, but just say that he's a good player. You don't have to like the team or him. And if you say you don't like him because you just don't like him, and that's fine. But the Buffalo Bills going into this season still has the number 1 defense until someone knocks that down. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I answered that.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Jay. Yeah, this y'all.
I mean, we'll be talking about, because I could go on for hours about this. I mean, we talking about number 1 defense. Yeah, I mean, T kind of already capped it off right there. Yeah, we was in stats last year. Yeah, number 1 defense of what? Points against, yards against, rush, not necessarily rushing, but it was a lot of accolades we had of number 1 defense. We wasn't just overall, but it was like 3, 4, 5 different categories we was number 1 in. And then yes, that definitely comes into play because we was playing a lot of mediocre quarterbacks, and then we just kind of beat up on a lot of teams. And I mean, we got to be honest. Yeah, we have a kind of a weak division. Patriots, what ain't nothing like what they used to be. Dolphins, I mean, that's Josh Allen's son. And Jets, who's the Jets? That's a broken down airplane type thing. So I mean, we got an all-star team. We got all-star players, and we got all-star defensemen. We got the best safety tandem, and now they're proving that 1 and 2, they're the best safety individual. Poyer and Hyde, their numbers are through the roof when it comes to defensive coverage. And it comes to tackling. Jordan Poyer is damn near a hybrid linebacker because how fast he runs to the line of scrimmage. A lot of his tackles come within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and that's Jordan Poyer. And then he's also the back in coverage. So, and then for them to be together, I mean, Tremaine Edmonds, he's predator in the middle of the field. He's a giant. Matt Milano, he's a speed demon. He's running back and forth, West Coast to East Coast on the field. I mean, Tre'Davious White, when he's healthy, he's a lockdown cornerback. He shuts down half the side of the field. The line we kind of struggle with. Ed Oliver, he's a dog. He's not as big. He's not as big as a boy that you want for your D1, but put him a fat boy next to him that could clog up a double team or possibly a triple. Ed Oliver's going to get his. Get Boogie Basham. He's balling out. Another rookie group already coming to his form. So hopefully this young defensive line could mold into a dominant force. I mean, we got AJ Abnesso. He's a great player, but he's already kind of, I feel like, in the back of the bench, like possibly getting cut because we're bringing so many good young players. Von Miller, a seasoned vet, Hall of Famer future. I mean, our defense is kind of locked. Yeah, we got a couple problems here or there. We missed coverage. Yeah, our CB2 right now is a big question with Dane Jackson, Elam. I mean, even with Cam Lewis, Benford. We got a lot of people at the cornerback position. So on defense as a whole, I mean, there's not one star player. Yeah, we got Tremaine. I mean, I'm going in circles, but it's a lot of good players coming into one for a shutdown defense. We don't have that one star player that just flies around the field like a Troy Polamalu, flying around all across the field, doing picks, big hits, this and that, third. No, there's a lot of good players coming into one for a solid defense.
So Spence, Von Miller, did you all have him in your sights? When we knew he was a free agent, but when that window, when free agency opened, was he someone that you all was looking at? And then when you found out you all was in the mix, I mean, what did you think about? What did the Bills Mafia think about Von Miller?
Well, for starters, he wasn't on anybody's radar, and if they tell you
Holy
that he
cute.
was, they were lying to you.
Nobody.
Like I'm just telling you, because it wasn't even it wasn't a conversation where it was like, okay, targeted free agents for Bills. He wasn't on the list whatsoever. So getting him, like I'm gonna just tell you, man, like what that did for Bills. I remember the day, like I was actually out of the country, but like the way the day was going, like I remember my phone blowing up because I wasn't on Twitter or something to see the news first. I got maybe, without exaggeration, like 30 texts within
Jay,
like a
this is funny though. It's how ironic is that we're on a Washington's podcast because the reason why this move was made, you know what y'all did, right? Y'all know what y'all did to that running back.
We gonna get there. Hold on, T.
Okay. That's why this move was made. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry, not to cut you off.
You think it was made for them?
Go ahead, Spence.
You think this move was made because of them?
No. She's talking about the JD
you know,
McKissic.
Brandon Bean was pissed off because they took the running back back.
Oh, so you talking about Cook? We're gonna get to Cook. We got you. We're gonna get to Cook.
McKissick said, "No, I don't want to be there."
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Washington's front office in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we don't like that. Yeah, we don't like that.
Come on now.
Okay. But no, like when I tell you back to back, within like not even a minute, man, I probably had 30 to 35 text messages like, "Yo, did you hear about Von? Yo, we got Von. Yo," and so the energy, it just at a time in March when typically the season is over, you know, like that's the downtime. Ain't nobody talking about it, dude. Bills Mafia has not stopped buzzing since the season was over. So like, yeah, the season started now. Most teams fans are getting excited for the season. We've been excited since March, man. We've been excited in April, in May, in June, July. We still excited. It ain't stopped it. So for our defense, man, I think we're, if you want to be honest and fair about it, I think we're going to be in that 4 to 7 range, which is not bad. A lot of Bills fans will be mad at me when I say that, but to Jay and T's point earlier, you're right. We play who we play, but the fact of the matter is, last season when Trey White went down, we didn't play a good quarterback besides Tom Brady when we played Tampa Bay, and then we didn't play another one until the playoffs, until we saw, the one that nobody likes to see in the playoffs, and that being Patrick Mahomes. So, when you play against other quarterbacks, we had the Mac Jones game where you only had 18 yards in the air. That helps your defensive rankings when, you come out of the game and your defense only gives up 18 yards passing. That absolutely helps the averages. So it's not a diss against the Bills. It's not an indictment. It's not saying that they're not good. But I think that number one, as far as yards given up in the air, I think it's a little bit skewed. When you look at the way we performed against somebody like a Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes, like it's not going to be the same. So I think stopping the run will be greatly improved this year. I think getting to the quarterback will be greatly improved this year. But this schedule this year, we're starting off going up against the Super Bowl winners. Then we're going up against Tennessee. I don't know if Tennessee quarterback situation is going to be blessed, but the rest of the season, if you really look at it, man, our schedule, we're going up against some thugs at that quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? The first 7 games, we got Aaron Rodgers in there. We're going up against Lamar in there. We're going up against, literally, we're going up against the top quarterback player around the league for that first half of it. So it's not going to be the same when we're playing against Mills, like we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be playing against, we do play Wilson twice. Sorry, Jets fans. And we play Tua twice. Sorry, Jets fans. But man, no, it's going to be different this year. It's going to be different.
Yeah, actually, we were swaying to the running back situation, but y'all also got a defensive tackle from us, Tim Settle.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I like him.
That is I'm the fan club of Tim Settle. That's my dude. He's no joke.
He blowing up the middle.
Hard to let him go, but
he's gonna help Ed Oliver a lot.
Yeah,
he's everything.
First round.
My bad. Yeah.
He was hard to let go, and it was
he couldn't get on the field apparently.
Yep.
He played the situational, but he needs to be in a situation where he gonna get time. And I was feeling like that rotation in Buffalo was a good fit for him.
Did you see him against? I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's everything that we needed Starlet Tulele to be. So, I know we haven't had him for the full season yet, but everything that Bills fans was hoping that Starlet Tulele now Star did a good job with plugging up the hole. But what Tim does, he plugs up holes, he pushes lines, he takes up double teams, he throws people out the way. He's a violent beast, and the Bills need that. So you add that with Ed Oliver, Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, AFC East rivals, I ain't gonna say what I want to say normally because this ain't my show. But y'all be ready for it,
man.
I think I'm gonna go to Buffalo and escort him back to DC.
You gonna have to, man. Nah, we got him.
No. If you come to Buffalo, man, I got wings on me for y'all sending him my way. I appreciate y'all.
Hell yeah, I got the beer.
Hey, okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Now let me ask you, man, because I too have picked the Buffalo Bills, man, to come out of the AFC, man. But I do have some questions. I like the acquisition of Von Miller for that defense, man, because if it felt like at times, you guys were impressive at times, but you had moments though. The Kansas City game, you really, it was more so of a shootout. It wasn't like you guys could ever really slow them down. And then the game that really sticks in my craw, man, was that New England game, man. Your division rivals, man, was that when they just ran the ball the whole game, man, and then you guys couldn't really slow that down. So first of all, can you guys, stop the run this year? And how do you think this team is prepared to be the hunted? Because basically everyone is picking them, Kansas City with no Tariq. So now, they're kind of like the hunted out here. So how do you think they're going to be able to handle that?
I'm going to say real quick, Frazier's defense is the definition of bend, don't break. You're going to get everything within the 20s. As soon as you step foot that 20-yard line, you're lucky if you get 3 points, and we damn near going to take that ball away from you. That's just how it is. Now, when it comes to the run game, I mean, Tremaine Edmonds, he's the middle of the defense. Yes, he's a giant, but he does have problems. I'm sorry, Spence, I know that's your boy, but he does have problem reading the hole sometimes. He'll hit the 2 gap and the running back bounce out to the 4 or whichever. So, and then we don't necessarily, with our defensive line, close the gaps. We kind of leave certain gaps open that gives the opposing running backs time to make their moves, cut up, cut in, do what they got to do to get them extra yards. And that's really where we suffered last year, even the past couple of years, I would say. That is just, we need to tighten up our run defense. But like I said, we shut everything down within the 20s. You can have all of that. But hopefully this season with Tim Stetto, Daquan Jones, and that Boogie Basham group coming into their own, hopefully Abnessa could break out. Hopefully these guys can clog the holes or be where they need to be. Hopefully Tyrell Bernard, our rookie linebacker with that instinct, that twitch that a lot of Mafia people keep saying about him that makes him a great player. Hopefully that little instinct, that twitch, gives him in the backfield to stop this rushing against us.
The Buffalo Bills have made a conscious decision to bring players in to stop the run. They went back and got the 2 guys that once our defense was what it was 2 years ago. They brought back Shaq Lawson. They brought back Jordan Phillips. And as for, that's my boy too.
Mm-hmm. Come on, T, don't leave us.
As for, I'm sorry.
There you go.
As for when it comes to Tremaine Edmonds, listen, it's a domino effect. So when you got those front 4, Tremaine is going to play free and loose. So once he plays that free and loose, I'm not worried about Tremaine anymore. Tremaine thinks too much. If he, like Frazier said, just play.
Mm-hmm.
Things will come. Just play. So I predict like Tremaine is going to have an outstanding season because he's not going to worry about where he needs to be. Because Tremaine sometimes thinks too much. He needs to be here. He needs to cover here. But if he's thinking and just playing free, he's going to be fine. But they made a conscious decision to stop the run this year. And they, like I said, they brought players in here to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. At the very beginning, what Jay was saying was how, in years past, like we're the bend but don't break type defense. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to see a little bit of a difference this season with the acquisitions that we got this year. So the guys that we brought in, I think now the Bills are motivated. I think they always really are motivated, but my knowledge now, being close to certain people and being in these certain rooms, these guys are motivated differently. I think that this year they're going to look to try and be a stingy defense, but I think what can end up happening is that can also backfire. That can bite us in the butt sometimes. If you're, because if you're over aggressive, a lot of times you're, overextending yourself on plays and you'll miss some tackles here or there, or you'll miss some gaps or whatever. So I think it's going to come down to us. We're going to absolutely be a far more aggressive defense. I think you're going to see us stop the run. I think you're going to see us try and, get teams 3 and out way more often than not. But I just disagree about the Tremaine talk. Like I think a lot of times. Well, I think a lot of times it comes from a fan base perspective, and I think when the fans just pile on this perspective, and it's like it becomes a narrative that Tremaine isn't good, or that Tremaine misses tackles, or that Tremaine doesn't read the play well, or that he doesn't hit the hole. When in reality, none of that is true. Like the fact of the matter is that he has assignments, and the coaching staff has come out several times and has said, no, that wasn't Tremaine's. You know, like when fans have been upset, like, oh, he missed a hole there. Well, that wasn't his assignment. Like he's doing his job. But the fans, we think we know the game because we play Madden or we played in college or high school. And it's like, all right, yo, man, I was first team all Western New York in high school, bro. So, and I'm not dogging nobody, nothing like that. What I'm saying is though, like we think we know every assignment based off of minimal knowledge. We play Madden or all Madden and we win some tournaments. And dog, I can come and coach. I can do it. That's how fans think. So they think that Tremaine isn't good. And I tell you what, Tremaine Edmonds gets cut. He's getting picked up by at least 26 right now.
My thing is, if Tremaine goes, is because we're not trying to pay that dollar. And to what you said, he's also a 2-time All-Pro or a Pro Bowler. I mean, you can't get that from not doing nothing. And another thing to what you were saying, like we expect him to be like a Brian Urlacher or Ray Lewis, just because your size and how you got drafted as a teenager. Like, I mean, you're this good, but we want you to be that good. Like, it's just, I mean, that's that fandom talking.
Yep.
All right, let's switch to the offense. So Slim, before T go off, we're gonna let you to give our side of the JD saga.
I mean, basically, man,
he just chose
we needed that back.
He just chose a better organization. I mean, that's all I know.
I mean, for me, it's like, you know what I'm saying? We typically we're not used to having nice things around here, man. So I can't be mad at us for, you know what I'm saying, you know, being a little dirty and taking what's ours back.
Yo, even our general manager, he went on a press conference, right?
He was hot.
Yeah, he was so upset. He couldn't really talk about it. Like he was like, you just don't do that. And as he just left it, he's like, you just, you know, there's a unspoken unspoken words here. Like
Brandon Beane is the coolest dude. Like I'm gonna just tell you, Brandon Beane is the coolest, most well-spoken, most put together, most charismatic dude you're gonna see in the NFL. Like he's just that dude. Like he has that character. Everybody just loves him. He was visibly bothered. He was like, he wanted to cuss y'all out.
Be a man about your words type of thing.
Yeah, with everything in him, he was gonna say some stuff that I can't say on your show.
Because I think
that man was red. He was red. He was red.
I think it wasn't only like that happened, but because of the relationship that he has with Ron Rivera, I think that made it even worse. But from this side, like behind the scenes stuff was that what was told to his agent was to go out, find a market, see what it is, get some offers, come back, let us know. That didn't happen. Like the agent went in and said, "Hey, this is what it is." Because I think the agent wanted him gone because they don't really like that. You know, our past regime, I would say, it's still some bad things. Like Rivera, Martin, and all those guys are changing. You know, and have changed a lot of the culture, but it's still some little stain there. But and then what happened when the news came out that he was going to sign, Martin was like, wait a minute, you didn't give us the chance to match and whatever the case. So that's the what actually, you know, what happened from what we've been kind of told from here.
We don't care, man.
But not one bit. But now let me ask you, Jay.
Don't care.
I'm trying to make y'all feel better.
But let me ask you, Spence, with everything that went down with McKissick, do you not feel better from what we got out of James Cook? I mean, who would you rather have, a James Cook or a McKissick?
Well, I think we were still going to get James Cook. Like, I mean, the way the draft fell, we were still going to draft a running back. The difference is Duke Johnson. So now we have a Duke Johnson on our roster instead of McKissick. But to be honest, it wouldn't matter because I think the way the roster is shaping out, I think Duke's not going to make the roster, and I think McKissick wouldn't have made it. So it actually turned out better for him.
What about Black Shear? What about Black Shear?
Not making it, bro.
That's some nasty work, Jay. That's some nasty shade you just threw out there.
That was
And JD wouldn't even crack
Yeah,
the
Duke ain't
roster.
making this roster. Duke
No,
ain't making it.
No, he
it's
said
not as a
JD.
diss.
But
No,
JD is
both of
not
them.
Duke.
Yeah, he said JD.
But
JD,
Duke
if
is
he was
looking
in
good.
Buffalo right now, I promise
But
you, if
look,
he was in Buffalo right now, he wouldn't make this roster.
But I do
Garrett,
think
that
I
is
think
crazy.
yeah, that's
Okay.
crazy. But look, but
It's
listen,
not. It's not hate. It's not shade. Wait, because I know this is a DC show. Washington. I want to meet some new people. I'm not throwing shade.
I mean,
I
and
like
we
the guy.
got a lines, dude.
Go
But I
ahead,
mean,
go
Yeah, we got
ahead.
Lions, and Carl already followed Carl. That's my man. We already good. But I just want y'all to know, like, it's no shade. What I'm telling y'all, James Cook, he's looking like, give him 6 weeks. He's gonna be the starting running back.
You
Devin
say that?
He's
It's
that guy.
Singletary's backfield.
Singletary's backfield
So-
now,
so-
but wait
so
until
I'm-
you see what Cook does.
Okay.
that's something right there, though.
Okay.
Man.
I'm glad
Right.
you bring that up because he had a Singletary had a great run at the end of last season.
End of season.
But it seems like they have been trying to kind of give that job away. They brought in Moss. Now they bring in Cook.
They tried to sign
So
McKissick.
you're pretty sure Cook is going to be the guy on this.
He's not going to start the
Eventually.
season as the guy. He's not going to start the season, but I can promise you, the way the organization feels about James Cook, if you have him in Dynasty, you're good to go for a few years. I'm gonna just
I
put it
said
like
this.
that.
I said this about Devin Secretary. I said he will start 6 games. James Cook is going to come in and take that role. It's going to be Cook, Devin, and then Moss. That's it.
Well, you know what? So what's happening is the Buffalo Bills this season is going to be pedal to the metal. We want speed. Every play is going to be about speed. So what happens is Devin Singletary, even when he breaks a play, if he makes 5 guys miss and breaks it, they're going to catch him 20 yards down the field.
Right.
James Cook, if you miss James Cook on a tackle, you might as well just look up at the scoreboard to see the extra 6. So I'm telling you, that's the way the Bills want to operate.
I will say this, and he will be. I'm gonna put him down on my. This is my first dynasty I'm doing Sunday, so I will be looking to try to get in it. But I will say, like you mentioned something a few minutes ago about the draft and the way it fell. If JD would have signed we all, the draft it would have changed a little because we would have went for Breece Hall, so then that would have changed the Jets look to possibly going to James Cook. So
Yeah,
I think it would have changed. It would have changed a little bit. Because I think because we was able to, because he chose the better organization, we was able to use that pick somewhere else.
Better organization.
Yeah. Coming out mute,
the one whose team is under all these investigations right now.
I feel like they came out good either way, to be honest. I like Cook. Cook is he's a dynamic player. I'm down here in Atlanta, Georgia, so I'm about 50 minutes from Athens and, seeing the Bulldogs and the kid get after it, man. He can get in, you get him in space, man. You might be cooking a lot of him. You guys want to be fast paced. That was an excellent fit for the Buffalo Bills, is James Cook, no question.
All right, we kind of talked about the backfield. If everybody can just mute up real quick, I'm trying to see where the echo coming from.
Okay, and I do like McKissick. I'm muting, but I do like McKissick. I want y'all to know that.
So let's see. We did the running backs. Slim, where you want to go? You want to go quarterbacks or wide receivers?
Wide receivers.
All right, so let's talk about them. Any one of y'all can start. T, you can start it off. Let's talk about the wide receivers.
Come on, y'all. What we doing? What we doing? Listen, we know we got Diggs. We got Gabe Davis' breakout season last year. The one that I'm excited to see is Shakir. Shakir has had a great off season, training camp, all that. I'm really shocked that we even got him. He landed in the lap of the Buffalo Bills. Wasn't supposed to be there. The man came out of BOCES in an already pro system. He just slid in there. The Buffalo Bills are going to have to find a way to put this guy on the field. You have to. He's ready, and I know he's going to hit the rookie wall because you always do. But I mean, I don't know. Listen, you got, and then on top of it, right? And I'm not boasting. Believe me, I'm not. I'm just excited for our team.
Oh yeah.
You have Isaiah Hodgins, who was supposed to have been better than Gabe Davis when he first came out. Now he's a healthy wide receiver. What are you going to do with him? He doesn't really play special teams. You're either going to have to put him on his practice squad, and if you put him on the practice squad, someone's going to get him. So maybe you make a trade for him if you can possibly do that. We got Isaiah McKenzie. Like, that New England game, I was shocked. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I just thought he was just a gadget guy, whatever. Isaiah McKenzie is coming into his own. So Josh got these weapons now. The only person I'm kind of disappointed in is OJ Howard, because for me, I thought he was going to come in and be that second tight end to Dawson Knox. They say he's stiff, he's robotic, but he's a great blocker. So, I mean, I'm just excited for Josh Allen and all these weapons that he has. My guys are going to tell you more. I'm just going to give you a little bit.
So
yeah, let's start. Oh, go ahead, Henry.
Now, I had one question. I keep
sure.
hearing everybody's name. Didn't y'all get Jamison Crowder?
I wanted to say that.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You know what? I forgot because his camp was so underwhelming because he was hurt. So yes, we do have him.
Got you.
Oh, that's something good to know. He's been hurt through camp. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
He's been hurt, but he's also kind of been underwhelming as well. It hasn't just been the fact that he's been hurt. Even when he was healthy, he just hasn't done much that makes you think like, oh, this dude's going to make the roster. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked if Crowder doesn't make the roster because of what he is talking about. We have so much young talent. You got a 5th round draft pick that's playing like a 2nd rounder. You got Isaiah Hodgins that she mentioned, who was she's right. He was supposed to be better than Gabriel Davis when we drafted him. He's been injured for 2 years. And the Bills are giving him another shot, and it seems like he's making the best of it. He could make the roster. Isaiah McKenzie is going to make some noise. We still got We still got Jake Kumaro, who he's not like a major offense contributor. He's a special teamer, but when he's in offense, he makes plays. It's a deep roster, man. Like, it's going to be tough come next week for cut down day. It's going to be a tough decision for Brandon Beane and that entire staff.
All right, so Jay, start off with OJ Howard, because when y'all picked him up, I was like, man, this is just beginning of this is beginning not to be fair, man, because I was
this
always
is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Like I was always high on him, even coming out of college. I was high on him, but he just could never stay on the field. I mean, if he could have panned out, and I don't even want to talk. Let's not even get into the Browns, but like if this guy could actually be what he was projected to be, but it seems like he's been slipping off a lot.
Yeah, the way I look at it, I believe in my prior projections like 2 weeks ago, I said he was going to make the team. I know last year with the Bills, we picked up Jacob Hollister, and everybody, Bills Mafia, automatically assume, oh, it's him and Knox. And then by surprise, we cut Hollister with one tight end and then Sweeney. I've been hearing the talks about OJ Howard, how he's stiff. I mean, I would like to have him, but does Sweeney take over the spot? Maybe Quinn Morris. Who knows? But, I mean, I would like to have Howard. I mean, around the league, they always keep saying the Bills have one of the best medical training staff. I mean, who am I to know? But if it's talked about throughout the league and different players, especially when they come to Buffalo and they see the facility got all the workers, normally they said there's another show I watched and they got in depth into it, how some players have to go to different hospitals, different facilities around the city just to get certain things fixed on their body or just to get the knowledge of it. And in Buffalo, everything is right there. So that's a big help right there. So, I mean, with his prior career and his injuries like that, hopefully we can get him right to become the star tight. I won't say star, but get him the role that he deserves and get him the yards, get him to play. I mean, hopefully he can be a phenomenal blocker, get the 2 tight end sets that we need. When it comes to receivers, I talked on my show last night. A lot of my people jump in the comments. We'll talk about let's get rid of them for trade assets or value or something. We don't necessarily need them with the depth at receiver that we have so far. I mean, we got a lot of great players. Even Jake Kumo, I know every time he stepped on the field with us last year, he put in work. He got us those plays. He got the yards that we need to get. That fumble in the preseason, what was it? The first game, I believe. I mean, once you get that 1-2 step, you cannot let that ball go, man. You already know as soon as you catch that ball, wrap that joint up with 2 until you get an open field or you can get your eyes around to see who's around you, then make your move. And that I don't know. So that I feel like that. Go ahead.
Not to get some pushback, but Kumaro is a special teamer.
Yes.
So in order for you to make the team, like he said yesterday, if you're not going to make the team on the quote unquote starters, you better be a great special teamer. So for them to get rid of Krumero, someone's going to have to step in that role and take that role away because they believe in Krumero. Like their special teams crew is good.
Yeah.
So Brandon Bean believes in that. Brandon Bean, Sean McDermott believes in special teamers. So if you're not going to make that roster, you better be a great special teamer. And Krumero is that. So if they let go of him, they're going to put somebody in there that's better than Krumero. Not just cut you off. Sorry.
No problem. Absolutely, please. But no, and I agree 100%. Yeah, because if you can't get that receiver, running back, linebacker role, you might as well got to be a solidified special teamist. Tyler Medikevich, he does not step foot on the defense at all unless we in victory formation just trying to kill the clock and then, hey, Tyler, get some reps in. Tyler Medikevich is not a linebacker. He is a special teamist. Tywan Jones, he's a running back, but he is a special teamist. McDermott holds value with special teams, and I mean it proves to us. I mean that we're one of the top special teams in the league right now. But with Hodgins coming in, does he push those guys back? And then with Blackshaw, I don't know. I've watched backfield. I love that one step go. He has great vision. I mean, I want Bean to make room for Blackshear, but who knows? He goes practice squad. Someone's gonna scoop him. I already know. But who am I? I'm just a fan watching. I see great running. I want them. But the stake with receivers, I mean, who knows? And then with tight ends also come into it. We still got Sweeney and Quentin Morris. Not too sure about Morris, but Sweeney been on this team for some years. He's been solidified with the Bills. It's kind of hard to let him go over Howard to see how that battle go. And the way our organization goes, we don't know nothing. They don't tell us nothing until that day comes of cut day, and we're like, oh wow, we get hit blindsided. So I mean, we could say who we think is going to be our 6, 7, 8 receivers, and then come the 53-man drop, it could be completely different, man.
I will say, as far as the tight end conversation that you're talking about, don't be surprised if OJ Howard and Sweeney are gone. And the reason why I'm saying this is we're at least in Bills country, we were all talking about how valuable each of these roster positions are. We forget that we have a fullback that's also a hybrid tight end. So we have Reggie Gilliam that can play both positions. And I think when you're talking about, hey, okay, we want to keep Shakir. Oh my God, we want to keep Hodgins. Oh man, we don't want to let go of Blackshear. So when you're trying to find space for somebody, then you look for areas that you can cut. And where OJ Howard hasn't been playing up to par, and Sweeney, he actually has had a good camp. So, but you look for areas that you can say, okay, well, where can we fit diamonds in the rough that we feel like we don't want to risk losing? So I think that might be a possibility as well. So don't
and you don't save any money if you cut him. Yeah. So if you cut OJ Howard, you're fine. Like it's nothing against the cap. So
yeah, and tell my man Carlton to chill. Like Lorenzo was good, but Zoe wasn't. You know what I mean? Man. Like Zoe was good, but let's not act like he was fine. Like, come on, let's relax.
I mean, didn't he make Pro Bowl out there when he
special team,
special teamer?
And then real quick, what about Marquez Stevenson? Where is he cut? Cut.
No, he's injured. He's injured, but
there's special teams. Go ahead, my bad.
No, go for it.
I said no, special teams. Who's taking over PRKR? I mean, Duke Johnson looked good, but
I think they're still going to give it to Isaiah McKenzie, unfortunately. Really? But you know, to me, if it was up to me, it would be James Cook or Shakir. Like if you could give it to one of those guys, to me, James Cook. If you can give it to James Cook, you give it to James Cook. You find a way to get him the ball in the hands with space. Right. And any opportunity. So whether that's kickoff return, punt return, screen plays, I don't give a damn what play. Yeah. You give him space in the ball. So Cook, that's who I want to have the ball every time we get the
I'm
punt.
taking notes.
I like that.
James Cook,
like
12th round pick.
So no Michael Hyde for punt return.
Listen,
we play Detroit.
We celebrate for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm gonna come see you in Detroit.
Y'all giving them too many tips up in here.
I want to go there too.
Party. It's a great place to have a good time.
I want that.
I heard you lying about players when they spend time during the off season. I heard you lying. Players don't be there in this summer.
Hey, man, they be here,
sir. Be in Detroit.
They be creeping. While y'all sleeping, they creeping.
No, I'm messing with you.
Spence. They going up there for a night.
A night.
For
For that Motel 6.
For a night. They not staying 2 nights. They not staying 2 nights.
Now we
He
got
said, yo, we going to
And
see
I got
Motown.
family up there in Detroit too, so I'll be up there.
I do
We
too.
going to
My
see
wife,
Motown, and then
we
we dipping.
we just came from up there. My wife,
I don't know why dude's hating. That's his second home. I don't know why he hating.
No, but Carl, I'm gonna check you out though, because I'm coming out there for the Thanksgiving game. So I'll check you out when I'm out there. I'll make sure to reach out, man, and we link. Yeah.
Hey, y'all been to that M&M spot? What, Mom Spaghetti?
Nah, man.
Nah. If
Nah,
I go there, I gotta check that spot out.
You know,
I like-
ain't no meat in that spaghetti,
Yeah.
bro. We ain't no
Yeah,
meatball type
Oh,
of
yeah,
thing,
We
we
eat
you know what I'm
spaghetti a
saying?
different way, bro.
Yeah,
We-
we eat a different way. All right, so look, let's do we even need to talk about Josh Allen?
I mean,
Josh
Case
Allen
Keenum pressing him.
Huh?
Case
Josh
Keenum might
Allen.
take number one.
Like,
I
what do
don't
you
know.
mean? Do we have to? Yes, we
Case
talk
Keenum
about
might
Josh
take number
Allen.
one.
That's a hot
You
take,
mean?
right?
You
All
talk
right,
about
so
Josh.
Oh, real quick, backup receiver. I hate to interrupt, but
Mhm.
I got Spence and the Queen in here. My hot take for this season: Gabe Davis getting more yards than Diggs. Just putting it out there.
Now that's
I don't know.
hot. That's
Yeah,
hot.
I don't know how y'all feel. It's like a 14-13, but
I may say more touchdowns, but I don't know about more yards.
I say
Not more
14-13.
yards.
yeah, I don't know.
14-13.
That's
Pretty hot.
okay.
I don't care
I
as
wish
long
we
as we
could bookmark
win.
that
I
one.
don't care.
I could
Right.
go more touchdowns. The passing.
Hey, that's
No,
how I feel. I
it's
wouldn't
just
even care as long as they put
Right.
up the W's. I don't care who
yeah.
leads
No,
it.
I don't care. I don't care. But
Mhm.
just from
Put up the W's.
a realistic standpoint, if somebody was to ask me, I would say I think Gabe Davis will be used more in the end zone, like the red zone area.
Right.
So he will get more touchdowns, and I think he stretches the field in a different way than Diggs does. So
Yeah.
Diggs, he's quick, but he doesn't have like that lateral speed, like that downfield speed that
Right,
we kind
right.
of think he
You
does.
got that route running cuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got that route running thing. Yeah, so Davis,
Unless
he
you try to
might give you those 40-yard touchdowns, you know.
Unless you
But-
try to put your hands on them.
Diggs-
If you try to put your hands on Diggs,
Yeah.
He gonna square up with
gonna-
you.
yeah.
He gonna
Diggs-
square up
definitely
with you.
gonna
Like,
get
hey, what's up?
Diggs move the
Yeah.
chains. Diggs move you downfield. He get the
But
first
see-
downs, keep the drives alive.
And they
You
feed
know,
Diggs too.
yeah,
It's coming out like if you look at the past games of the Bills, man, coming out in the third quarter is typically when Josh he decides to just give him like 7 in a row. So
Mhm.
he'll throw 7 to Diggs at the beginning of the third quarter, where like the first half, Diggs might have 2 catches for 26 yards. As soon as we come out to half, like you're not even 5 minutes into the quarter, and all of a sudden Diggs is like 8 receptions for 114 yards. It's like, where the hell did this come from? That's how it works with it. So I just can't see anybody being out targeted or having more receptions on the Bills.
And it
Cool.
looks like their connection is getting stronger and stronger.
Oh,
The
yeah.
chemistry is getting better. Because last year, I think Diggs had like a career high in terms of touchdowns. So, like before, I kind of looked at him like as a 4 to 6 type, 7 type touchdown guy. I think he had 10 last year. So you can see their chemistry building there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this, though. Who do you guys look at as your biggest threat in the AFC? And then after that, I don't want you guys to leave this show. I have a wing question. But before we leave, don't let me forget, Deuce. I got a wing. I'm a foodie. I got a wing question.
Biggest threat will have to be. Go ahead, Spence. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Biggest threat for me. I know everybody is saying Miami, and I'm with it.
Mhm.
I guess it has to be Miami because I mean they improved their roster so much. My only concern, everybody knows it, is Tua. Because listen, they have the wide receivers. The offense is off the charts. The offense might just be better than the Bills because of their wide receiver and their speed, right? But your bottom line is your quarterback. Can your quarterback get to? I know Spencer. Hey, we gonna be opposite. I see your face. I see it. It's cool. Kill me. But yeah, for me, it is Miami. I would, and it's recorded, so it's Miami for me. I don't see New England because their offensive line, they're destroying it. I don't know why. Bill Belichick was like, he doesn't need a line. Just trade everybody. New York, the Jets, yes, and on paper they look awesome. Their number 1, 2 is their quarterback. So for me, it has to be Miami because of their wide receivers. Just wide receivers alone for me. Their defense. So it has to be Miami. My other Mafia people might disagree.
How about in the conference? Respectfully, I think you guys are the best in your division. I don't want to disrespect the division, but in your conference,
Right. Yeah. I was kind of I was already giving the division. I'm raising the expectations in the
Yeah,
conference.
we blessing y'all with the division already.
We all feel the threat.
Oh, so you're saying conference?
Yeah.
Conference. Conference to me. Ooh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna just throw it in there.
Go
KC.
ahead, you
We
go, because I gotta think about that.
It has to be KC. I mean, yeah, they got rid of Tyreek Hill and all that, but I mean, we still have to get over that hump. We still have to beat the Chiefs. I mean, yeah, we beat them in the regular season.
As your biggest threat or your biggest rival?
I mean, that's like a happy rival, not like
I don't think it's a rival yet.
There's like a happy rival, like
rival.
It is.
Y'all ain't plugged into the right places if y'all don't see it. It's a rival, bro.
Washington ain't been on no championship runs in a minute. They like to talk about Detroit, but I know how you got to go through those teams. Them Pistons have to go through them Bulls and them Celtics. So it becomes a rival when y'all battling for that Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, it's a rivalry right now, bro. Oh, he dipped on us. It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry. Yeah,
he goes to the gulag. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jay. Keep going. No, Jay was still going, right?
No, I was just saying that it has to be Kansas City, because we haven't really necessarily beat them yet. So we have to get over that hurdle. I mean, obviously the Bengals are on the rise, so we got to watch out for Burrow and stuff like that. But I mean, all around it's the Bills. So it just really comes down to that day, that game day, what happens. The Bills always chatter about themselves. They shoot themselves in the leg. We lose a game. We wasn't supposed to. We win a game. However, I mean, but the Bills are the top in the conference right now. Until we prove it, I mean, it just comes down to that.
I got a hot take for y'all first, because Jay just mentioned it. The Bengals ain't making the playoffs.
I don't think that's
I feel Burrow's overhyped.
I don't think that's his hype.
Burrow's not
a lot of people have said that.
I don't think he's overhyped. I think he's legit. Like, if we didn't have Josh, give me Joe Burrow. Like, I'm with you, Jay.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Like, I'm not like, give me Joe Burrow. That dude is a butt.
I think that's a warm take.
They're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's it. That line.
I gotta ask for a little bit of context on why. Is it just because they were in the Super Bowl and one of those participants usually don't do as well the next year?
Nope.
Tell me why.
This is why. So I'm also going to answer your initial question too. Like, so who was the biggest threat to the AFC, to the Buffalo Bills? I'm going to go the Baltimore Ravens, and this is my reason why. Last season, the Baltimore Ravens had a season high, and I think an NFL record high, 24 people on injured reserve. They still sent the most players to the Pro Bowl. The Ravens, I'm sorry.
Raisins, Baltimore.
I might be a little high. I'm in Phoenix. I might be a little high. Everything is legal in Phoenix right now, so just forgive me on that. But the Ravens, they had the most people on injured reserve last year with the league high of 24 people, and they still were about to make the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson was still a MVP candidate, and they still sent the most players to the Pro Bowl with a decimated roster. Now, it's impossible for me to believe that the Baltimore Ravens are going to have 24 players injured on the injured reserve again. It's impossible for me to believe that Lamar Jackson is not going to be Lamar Jackson. No, nobody has figured him out. I don't know why people keep saying the league has figured Lamar out. He's a better quarterback than what people want to say. He's not a running back. And if y'all come to me and say he's just a running back, I lose respect for your football acumen. I'm going to just say it like that.
But he's damn near one of the best. I want to say running back, but one of the best rushers in the league. I mean, this dude is different.
But he's also a very good quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
He was one of the league leaders in every statistical category for throwing the ball.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, my bad.
I'm just saying he doesn't win on his legs strictly.
No, he doesn't. He wins the game however it needs to be won. So then when you go back to talking about the Bengals, last year they didn't win sustainable game. Like, they won. They did. They won in the playoffs. Dude, the Buffalo Bills scored more touchdowns in 2 games than they did the entire playoff run. The offense was not dominant. They improved their offensive line. They have good weapons, but their offense, the system there just doesn't work. The running game is not gonna. I'm just telling y'all. People be yelling at me in these Twitter streets about it.
But Spence, you gotta say why. Why doesn't it work? Who's behind that machine? We know who is behind that machine, and that's why it's not working.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's behind the machine when it comes to Lamar Jackson?
Lamar.
Well, no, with the Ravens, I'm saying it's working.
Yeah, no,
you're saying because Greg Roman is there, you don't think it's working. I'm talking about the Bengals don't sustain. They don't have a sustainable type of offense to win, even though they have Joe Burrow. They win games barely. They got into the playoffs barely, and they got hot at the right time. If the Baltimore Ravens were healthy and Lamar Jackson didn't get injured, the Ravens make the playoffs and not the Cincinnati Bengals. So they went on a run and they got hot at the right time.
They don't want that dude. They don't want that offensive coordinator.
That's fine. That's fine, but the problem with that is it's very difficult to say you don't want somebody when your offense actually is statistically a leader every year. So, like, again, this goes back to what I was saying about Buffalo fans and Tremaine Edmonds.
Right.
A lot of times as fans, we want a certain type of offense as fans. So, like, Baltimore Ravens fans might look at the Bills and be like, yo, we want to throw the ball. We want Josh Allen like that to throw the ball down. We want 400 yards passing every game. That might be what people want from Lamar. That's not the type of offense that they win games.
That's not what they do. That's not what they do.
So you got to give Lamar his respect and his love. That dude is a beast.
Yeah.
There's no way in that division you're going to tell me that they're going to fall off the face of it. And Mitch Trubisky's, he's not, trust me, he's not that dude, but he's better than what Ben Roethlisberger has been for the last 2 or 3 years. You mean to tell me that Pittsburgh ain't going to be better with, come on, man.
And listen, and when you think about the Ravens, right, a lot of people say, no, Lamar is not going to throw all of these yards. They always rank bottom half, maybe even bottom third in receiving yards, but they usually always top half, top quarter, and receiving touchdowns, right? I think they led the league in 2020 with actually receiving touchdowns. So what do you actually want? Like, do you want the touchdowns? Do you want to win, or do you want the stats? So I think that's one of the things we need to think about when we're talking about the Ravens, because they're about winning, and regardless of how you win, you win. And Lamar Jackson is a winner. He has proven that he
MVP was in the running for MVP last year until he got hurt. Their defense literally was actually Achilles' heel to them last year. I think their defense ranked like 24th or 5th in the league.
Bad. It wasn't as good as
Right, and they did a lot in this offseason to try to fix that. Along with adding tight ends to their offense. That, in my opinion, they're dual tight end, threat offense. Sometimes 3 tight ends.
They got Likely now, right? Is that the other tight end they got?
Yeah, Isaiah Likely. Yeah, I watched him last preseason.
That man is a beast.
He's making plays. So, I think that's a good threat, man. Baltimore Ravens, to be honest. And
I tell you what, man, when you look at Baltimore, even before they got to another tight end, or before they made, dude, there's games when they were playing against the Chiefs where, the Chiefs scored 38 points, and guess what? They got 38 points. So just because every week they're not running a type of offense where Lamar is throwing, 6 touchdowns, it doesn't mean that the ability isn't there. When they have to do those shootout type games, Lamar Jackson keeps his team in every time. So I'm going Baltimore. I think Kansas City is still a very good team. I just think their division is going to beat themselves up. So because I think every single one of those teams, if they were in a different division, could win their division. Like every team in that division, it's going to be a bloodbath. So I just think that helps the Bills. I think, I think the Colts aren't going to be fun. I think people sleep on them. I know Matt Ryan lost the Super Bowl. He lost the Super Bowl. No, I didn't hear you. I was trying to hear what you said. My bad.
I said, no, I like them as a sleeper in the AFC. They're really fundamentally sound team, and they add some pass rush and a veteran quarterback, which is kind of like their Achilles heel. So they're a dangerous team.
And see, people want to laugh at Matt Ryan because of the Super Bowl. I get it. Whatever. 28-3. We know the jokes. All of the jokes. I'm gonna tell you what. You have Jonathan Taylor with that offensive line and that defense. You put Matt Ryan there, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. Like literally, that's a fact. That's not me talking talk. You put one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history behind that line with that running back. Don't sleep on them.
Yeah, the only thing they were missing definitely was the quarterback. That's it.
All right, so exactly with that, we're going to pivot because we're coming too far into Commander territory. So we're going to pivot from the Colts.
Don't worry about it because we got a game at 7, so I'm gonna have to hop off.
Right.
We got a game.
Just like I got to
Right.
We got a game.
We like 38.
I got some beers waiting for me, man.
We like 38 minutes over, but like 2 things. Henry had a wing take. Go ahead, Henry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I visited Buffalo, man, for over Father's Day weekend, man. Me and my wife went up there, man, and I'm a foodie. I have a friend who graduated from the University of Buffalo. So he told me about this great place, Elmo's, man. So I swing up to Elmo's. Man, Elmo's out of wings, man.
What?
Elmo's out of wings, bro.
Damn.
I said, okay, they must be good. So I swing by is it Gabriel's Gate?
Gabriel's Gate. That's right around the corner from me. Yeah.
Good food. I'm going back. I don't know when, but I'm going back, man. Can you give me 2 or 3 places, man? Recommend 2 or 3 places I gotta hit.
Barbell, North, in East Aurora, whatever.
I hit Barbell.
Yeah.
Okay. Let the little checker hook up.
Yeah, all of the Bills, all they talk about is a honey Cajun butter barbecue. It's good. A little overrated. I wouldn't say overrated, but
You basically hit the ones though.
Hit the ones.
It's Cajun
Yeah,
honey
you
butter
did.
barbecue.
You did.
You
yeah.
hit the ones that was
or
top.
Duff's.
You hit them.
Or Duff's.
Batman.
Duff's
Or
is always legit.
Anchor
No,
Bar.
Duff's is legit. Anchor bars that people in Buffalo sometimes give it a bad rep.
Was a kind
Well,
of
no,
like
so
the locals don't really mess with the Anchor Bar like
the
that.
reason why is because like it's the original, and what ends up happening is like everything else has evolved, and everybody has like new flavor. Like the sauces are different, but the style of cooking the wing is the same.
Okay.
Me, I'm a regular medium or hot guy, so like I'm cool with going to Duff's or Anchor Bar. I can go to Anchor Bar. The wings are huge, drinks are like this, like bruh, you be the breeze going down your chin, bruh. Go to Anchor Bar.
Man.
Trust me.
Okay.
If you in Buffalo and I'm there, because I'm gonna be there a few this year too. So if you end up going, hit me up, bruh. Go to Anchor Bar.
We'll do
All right,
that.
bet.
When I'm
We
in
got
DC,
you,
I'm
man.
gonna get the mambo sauce.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
They always really, you can't find a bad spot in Buffalo though, if I'm being honest with you.
I was
Like,
gonna
there's
say,
so many
find a
wing
hole in the
spots.
wall, a random bar.
Yeah,
They'll
you
whip
could
it
go
up.
to a gas station, and I mean it's dead at. You can go to a gas station and get good wings.
The man said a gas station.
Tell me I'm
The
lying.
real question.
Hey, Slim, that's
Tell me I'm lying.
crazy.
But wait. The real question is
Tell
this,
me I'm
Carl.
lying.
Do you have ranch or blue cheese? This is a real question, bro.
For them.
It can't be. Wait. You got to be
This
fair.
shouldn't be
You
a
got to be
question.
fair. No,
So,
you gotta be fair.
I'm kind of, ranch is all right, but when I get the wings, though, I'm kind of messing with the blue cheese a little bit.
But wait, too, because it's different though. It's different though.
cheese.
It's different because in Buffalo we have a different type of blue cheese.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when people ask that
We do.
question, it's like in Detroit, you'll get some pizza and wings and you'll dip it in but it's different blue cheese. So it's
I
really
know.
not a fair question to
Okay.
ask, man. Y'all
It's
got to
good
get
to
to
know.
Buffalo and get some blue cheese. If not, throughout the year, I'm gonna be in Buffalo a couple times, and y'all have my word. I will personally get y'all info and send y'all some Buffalo blue cheese because it's different.
It
You
is.
have to have wings with
And
Buffalo
this is
blue
why
cheese.
this is why I love Twitter, man.
And Maurice.
The good people on Twitter,
Yeah,
man.
just knowing people from everywhere, man. This
Mhm.
is real.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. So
I love
real
it.
quick, I'm gonna ask one question. You give me yes or no. Is this Super Bowl or bust for the Bills? Jay,
Every year, Super Bowl bust. Every year.
Spence,
Yeah.
T.
No,
Look,
You just got to be different.
I don't even like that.
Yeah, right.
If you listen to any of my podcasts, I hate that term.
That's true.
Yeah,
she
she
does.
says-
That's true. That's
He
true.
does.
Look, man. Look, I really, man, we appreciate y'all. T, I appreciate you.
Number love. Thank you for having
know
us.
how
Thank
much
you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
T, you
yeah.
know how
Yes.
much I appreciate you setting us up, introducing me to Spence, man. Jay, I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Love.
Real quick,
Right.
if y'all just want to shoot out y'all ads wherever people can find your podcast, whatever. Go ahead, do it up. T, you can go. Jay, and then Spence.
Well, I'm TSL on Twitter, Instagram, all that good straight. I am on the Building Buffalo Network. We go live on Thursdays at 2. We drop the pod on Saturdays. So just hook me up, and I'll follow me. I'll follow you back.
Absolutely, man. And I'm gonna tell you, big ups to Jay Spence. I watched him for some years now. He's one of the people that got me into podcasting. So number love to him. He's a GOAT right there. Tia Stell as well. She's the queen. She allowed me on her show, jumped on my show. These people, this love is genuine, true love. They help me out. They give me the pointers in there. I'm a young buck in this. I'm actually about to drop my 1 year anniversary podcast next week.
Hey.
So I do appreciate. My name Julian J Mafia. I host a podcast, Mafia Talk. I'm just your average friend and I like to talk stuff because my girl gets tired of me talking about Bills every time I come home after a game of a drunk night. So I just got to connect with Mafia. They my peoples. They know me. So, I mean, that's what we do. I just hop online, talk my stuff. So please, I show love to anybody. You got anything going on? You got some clothes, gaming, anything. I show love. You mess with me, I'll return it tenfold. So number love. You follow me, I follow back. We can connect, plug. Any team is welcome. I want to plug in with more people, more teams, and that's how we go. We grow, we build, and we shine together. So I definitely want to show love and support to everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Jay and T. Estelle for linking me with Deuce and everybody here. I'm Jay Spencer King. I represent SB Nation and Buffalo Rumblings. And y'all can find my show. I go live every Tuesday night on the Buffalo Rumblings YouTube channel, as well as Wednesday nights with my man Joe Miller. And during the season, Saturday nights, we do the chop up as well on Saturday. So you can catch me 3 times a week. And I got something else in the works. I'm busy this year. I'm working. So y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jay Spencer King. And it's all love. Good luck this year to Washington. I hope everything goes well for y'all, man. I'm rooting for y'all. Have Logan Thomas do some things. Tell him Spence said do some things, man.
Man, we appreciate it again, man, for coming on.
Love.
Slim, give us our final take.
Final take. Too early conference championship prediction. I got Chiefs versus Bills, and then I got in the NFC, I got Rams versus Saints.
Well, there you have it. That's the final. The last take of the show, we went a little long, but it was good, man. Again, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. It is a pleasure. This is RedzoneDC. This is Entering the Lab live show. Appreciate y'all for coming on. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. I love you, Josh.
HTTC.
Charitable Foundation. And before you start listening to Red Zone in the Lab, check out our Amazon Smile, a simple way to support the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation every time you shop, and it's no cost to you.
We're back. Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab with Deuce.
Before we get started with, I want you all to go check out You Grow Girl. That's Grow, Grow, written by a dear friend of mine, Jay Smith. It's for daily affirmations for Black women. It is filled with beautiful, colorful images of Black women and powerful affirmations. You can find it at Amazon at Amazon.com.